committed to Harding. Maddox well on multiple Power 5 offers. Shiloh sitting at 2-1. They scored 72 points last week to 0 unanswered points last week against Bethany. Greenwood sitting at 3-0 in pre-conference. All three of those games, their offenses scored over 30 points. It's impressive. But that'll do it for this week's edition of the Electric Cooperative.
Our next sophomore we invite you to join us on this station. She is the daughter of Josh and Dawn Nichols.
Mic check, testing 1 2.
By her father, Josh Nichols. Kinley is part of the cheer team. Student Senate and Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
It's a time-honored tradition that brings students and their families together to cheer on the Wonder Boys. Join us on September 27th at Centennial Plaza for an unforgettable tailgating experience packed with good food and giveaways. Future students and families are invited to come tailgate and to campus with us. Your game tickets are complimentary. Register and get your information at ntv.io/fan. Russellville Cyclone Football is brought to you on River Country KCJC in part by Nice Campers, Ritter, First State Bank, and Latest Realty, Congressman Bruce Westerman, Arkansas Tech University, Chicken Mart by Union Bank, River Valley Tinting and Glass, Huntington Learning Center, Arkansas Valley Farmers Association, Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air, Feltner's Athletes Corner, Arkansas Beauty College, Phil Wright Autoplex, Arkansas Tire and Auto, Gene Simple Treats, Russellville School District, Sorrell's Body Shop, Honda of Russellville, Chambers Bank, R&R Express, Stella Manor, and by Dr. Blaine Leeds DDS. Russellville Cyclone Football on River Country KCJC.
It's time for the Russellville Cyclone Coaches Show. I'm Mickey Duwall. Tonight, Cyclones open their conference season on the road at Van Buren. Cyclones are coming off a week off after dropping their first 3 non-conference games. 2 weeks ago, Russellville lost big to Sylvan Hills. Van Buren went 1-2 in non-conference, but put up a ton of points in their previous 2 games. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll hear from Cyclone head coach Dave Wheeler about tonight's matchup. This is the Cyclone Football Coaches Show on the EAB Sports Network.
Are you working hard to feed your family on a budget? Visit Chicken Mart to get all your Crispitos, pizza sticks, restaurant quality chicken nuggets, strips, wings, and fries all in one stop, and lots of opportunity purchases that are so good they may never come back. Check out Chicken Mart in 2 convenient locations before you go grocery shopping and see what they have for your family. Chicken Mart's been serving the River Valley since 1983 and still going strong. Visit 1808 South Arkansas Avenue or 106 Weir Road in Russellville. Chicken Mart, your chicken and more store.
At Union Bank in Russellville, we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. We know your name, your story, and we're here to help you write the next chapter. Big banks treat you like a number, we treat you like family. Our Union team is right here with you, local, trusted, and always personal, offering a wide array of accounts designed for your lifestyle and with all the latest digital banking tools. Union Bank. Come see us downtown in the 500 building. Jason McGee and Jeff Smith are rooted in Russellville and focused on you. Union Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Cyclone Football Pregame Show. Coach Wheeler's been very successful against Van Buren, whether he's the favorite or whether he's the underdog. We talked to Coach Wheeler about that and asked him if teams have a mental block about facing certain teams. Here's what he had to say.
There definitely is. I mean, there's teams that every team faces that going, wherever I've coached. I mean, college the same way, Division II, Division I, all the places I've coached. It was always the same. There were certain teams that you always felt like you're going to win, and you always played better. And there are certain teams you always felt like, ooh, I don't know if we can beat these guys. And when you felt like that, it was hard to beat them. I mean, even when you outplayed them, you found a way to not make the right play at the end of the game, or not right to make the right play in the third, fourth, wherever it was, and it just ended up hurting you. And it was one of those, I've talked about that with other coaches, and I think it's really there. I mean, it's part of that stigma, part of that thing, that certain teams just have that over other teams. And it's weird because it's not over every other team. It's just over some teams they do and some teams they don't. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, I think here, maybe it goes back to 2015 when, we beat them in overtime when Coach Dawson was here, and that really kind of turned that whole season around. We were 1-4 and beat them over there. And overtime, maybe that, I don't know. But it was definitely a thing with us in Van Buren. But This year I don't know if that'll hold true or not because they look at us on film in the last 3 games. We have not played very well at all, and they've scored a lot of points offensively. So I don't know if that will hold, but I hope it does.
All right, is it safe to say they're one of the best 1 and 2 teams in 6A?
Yeah, they're definitely a pretty good team. I mean, offensively, they can throw the ball and they can score, and they run the ball well. Their O-line has always been. It's one thing that Van Buren does a good job of is they are always really a good blocking football team up front. They run, counter, and inside zone as good as probably better than anybody in our league. And they always got a running back that understands where the crease is, understands how to look for the cutback, and then they can throw it. This kid, they got 2 different quarterbacks, and they play both of them, and one of them's more of a thrower than the other one, but both of them can throw it. But one kid seems like he just scrambles and just looks and just finds the right guy, and he just finds the open guy and gets it out there to him. A lot of their big plays have come on scramble plays by the quarterback.
Have you ever been on a team where they use a 2-quarterback system, and if so, is that a good thing or bad thing?
Depends on the chemistry of the team. I've been in a place that we had that, and it was really good because the chemistry of the team was really good, and those 2 kids really got along. They were really, really close friends, and neither one of them were rivals from the standpoint of competition, but they were also really close, and they wanted success for each other. Mm-hmm. And it just made the chemistry with the rest of the offensive guys a lot better because they knew those guys liked each other. So I think you can have 2-quarterback system if it's the right chemistry. But the other thing, I've said this for years, I don't treat the quarterback position any different than any other position. If there's really good competition at receiver, you play both of them. You find ways to get both of them on the field and have them both help you. I don't see that being any different at quarterback. I know 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I guess it's 3 years ago when D.A. and Luke Jones was a sophomore and D.A. was a junior. We played both those guys, and both of them brought something different to the table, and ended up making Luke a better quarterback in the end by having those reps as a sophomore and that type of thing. And we were doing that last year. There at the end, Luke was our quarterback, but Lucas Stokes came in and played those last 4 games and did a really good job, and it really helped his confidence. And it didn't bother.
Why trust River Valley Tinting and Glass? Well, River Valley Tinting and Glass is a family-owned business, and they take care of their customers like family too. So remember, your local auto, residential, and commercial glass and tinting company, River Valley Tinting and Glass. Check out their work on Facebook or call 890-5839 to get an estimate. Or you could always come by 2202 East 2nd Street to see all they can do for you. From a business you can trust, River Valley Tinting and Glass.
It's John here at Huntington Learning Center in Russellville, and I'm excited to share how we're making a real difference for families right here in the River Valley. Parents are saying things to us like, my child is finally excited to learn again. Whether your student needs to catch up, stay sharp, or boost a good ACT score even higher, Huntington's personalized programs can help them thrive.
Call Huntington Learning Center at 1-800-CAN-LEARN or visit huntingtonhelps.com today.
Welcome back to Cyclone Coaches Show. Only 3 teams had byes last week in the 6A West. Silo Christian defeated Bethany, Oklahoma 70-0. Mountain Home beat Missouri Rolla 37-10. Fort Smith Southside was victorious over Little Rock Southwest 35-20. 3 teams in our conference remain in the top 5 in Class 6A. But tonight's the first night of conference action. Southside is at 5th-ranked Mountain Home. Siloam Springs is at Lake Hamilton, of course, Russellville at Van Buren, but everyone, not just in our conference, but everyone in Class 6A, maybe a few across the state, is focused on Greenwood, where the number 1 Bulldogs host number 2 Shiloh Christian, what many believe will be a preview of the state championship game. Greenwood defeated Shiloh Christian last year in the regular season and in the state title game. In fact, the Bulldogs have won 8 of the last 11 against the Saints. It's conference opener tonight all across the 6A, and for the Cyclones, they'll be taking on the Pointers at Van Buren. Coming up next, we'll check in at Blakemore Field at Pointer Stadium in Van Buren. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Back at the Farmers Co-op, and Mike Apple's along with us. Mike, whenever we're thinking about the Farmers Co-op, it's that variety that people love and the great selection that they'll find at their local co-op, East Main, Russellville, also in Danville.
That's true. We have all the items for the farm and ranch, but we also have lawn and garden, pet supplies, just a very wide variety of products.
The Farmers Co-op in Russellville, exit 84 off Interstate 40, East Main, Russellville, also in Danville.
The folks at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air want to take a moment to not only thank you for your business, but also the opportunity to work for you and give your family whole house comfort. Every kind word that you've put online and personal recommendation to your friends and family is appreciated. And customers like you are not only vital to their business, but vital to making our community as great as it is. From their family to yours, thank you from Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
Ready to shape your future? At Arkansas Beauty College, a career in cosmetology means your success is in your hands. And with their hands-on ACCSC accredited programs, you'll have the skills and confidence to build a thriving beauty business. Plus, with financial aid available to those who qualify, your dreams are closer than ever. Imagine a future where your earnings grow with every new client you build. It's never too late to start your new career. Call Arkansas Beauty College at 968-3075 today.
Russellville Cyclone Football is brought to you on River Country KCJC in part by Nice Campers, Ritter, First State Bank, by Lathis Realty, Congressman Bruce Westerman, Arkansas Tech University, Chicken Mart by Union Bank, River Valley Tinting and Glass, Huntington Learning Center, Arkansas Valley Farmers Association, Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air, Feltner's Athletes Corner, Arkansas Beauty College, Phil Wright Autoplex, Arkansas Tire and Auto, Gene Simple Treats, Russellville School District, Sorrel's Body Shop, Honda of Russellville, Chambers Bank, R&R Express, Stella Manor, and by Dr. Blaine Leeds DDS. Russellville Cyclone Football on River Country KCJC.
And we'd like to welcome everyone to Blakemore Field in Van Buren, side of tonight's matchup as the Russellville Cyclones taking on Van Buren. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mickey Duval here to bring you all the action tonight on River Country KCJC 102.3. You can also watch our stream on the Cyclone Booth YouTube page. Remember, you can get all that info through the EAB app. We're at the Lathis Realty broadcast booth. Remember, buying or selling your home has never been easier. Call our friends at Lathis Realty. I'm Mickey Duval. My color man tonight, Aaron Duval. Media team, Chase and Maggie Canfield. Our engineer producer, Stephen Berry. They are about to do the national anthem, Stephen. So we're going to throw it back to our engineer and producer, Stephen Berry, and then come back with the beginning of our pregame show here at Blakemore Field in Van Buren. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service.
Justice for all. And now, a moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, the Van Buren High School Chamber Choir students, led by Van Buren High School choir directors Tyler Morris and Angel Keohaxa, will sing our national anthem.
and monitors can receive teacher retirement, and drivers are eligible for insurance. RSD is a registered training site. If you don't have your CDL,
homecoming here at Van Buren.
At the RussellvilleSchools.net transportation page.
Homecoming festivities here at Van Buren. They had the royalty out now. They had the choir singing the national anthem after the Pledge of Allegiance. The color guard is leaving the field. And so now we're going to get ready for some Cyclone football. We 81 degrees tonight and clear, and it's perfect for some Cyclone football. Looking at the Cyclone Rewind, last week was a bye. The week before, the Cyclones would like to forget. They lost 50-0 against Sylvan Hills. Only had 29 yards of offense. They're looking that bye week get healed up. Van Buren had a bye week also, but before that they lost to Greenbrier 48-34. Greenbrier's great running back, Enoch Hassan, remember him, that Russellville held to under 100 yards. He ran for over 300 yards and scored 5 touchdowns against Van Buren. Russellville 1-3, Van Buren 1-2. None of that matters. Everyone is 0-0 in the conference. I turn to my color man tonight, Aaron Duval, ready for the Rock segment. Your forecast. What's your forecast for tonight?
Well, hopefully the open week has gave our injured players a time to heal. First conference game, we may see some things different that we saw in the first 3 non-conference games. And no doubt Van Buren has watched a lot of film on our quarterback, Marcellus, and their goal is to stop his run. What I want to see, one, is getting the ball into the hands of the receivers. I think we've got to do that. I think we've got to get that ball out in the open and where our receivers can do something with it. Number 2, put pressure on their quarterback. We've got to do that. He's completed about 69% of his passes, but, you know, put a little pressure on him. He could throw a pick or two. And the third thing is we've got to keep Van Buren's receivers. We can't let them get behind our secondary, and that's what's hurt us in the previous games. So keep that receiver in front of you, and may get to pick one off.
Yeah, Russellville has not intercepted one pass in the first 3 games. They're giving up 46 points per game in those 3 non-conference games. Now, they played some high-powered offenses in Morrilton, Greenbrier, and Sylvan Hills, but they've given up 437 yards of offense. Van Buren scoring 43 points a game. 460 yards per game. They're pretty balanced, though. They do pass it around a little bit, a lot of screen passes, things like that. They'll throw it downfield a little bit more than Greenbrier did. On the other side, Russellville struggling on offense. We mentioned that, 13 points per game in the non-conference matchups. Opponent defense giving up 509 yards per game. 298 of that is rushing at 38 points per game, so maybe tailor-made for Russellville. Of course, they probably know that, and they're going to try to dare Russellville to pass. I mean, that's what a lot of teams may do, and try to get Russellville to do that, to prove that they can do that. Last week in the River Valley, most of them had the bye week. Hector did beat Danville 31-7. Clarksville won their game over Dover 36-6. Tonight, Dover is at Dardanelle, Lamar at Clinton, Pottsville travels to Mena, Bologna hosts Clarksville, Atkins hosts Episcopal, Mountain Pine is at Hector, and Paris is at Danville. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll look at the history of these 2 teams, and quite a bit of history, actually. We'll talk about that when we come back. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Since 1971, Sorrell's Body Shop's top priority has been customer satisfaction. The folks at Sorrell's get the job done right by providing their customers state-of-the-art equipment and highly skilled professional service technicians. The mission at Sorrell's is to deliver the most professional, ethical, highest quality service while giving back to their community every day. Sorrell's Body Shop, proudly supporting the Russellville school system. Go Cyclones.
Twist the throttle, tame the trails, power through tough jobs. Honda's Ride Red Summer Sales Event is your chance to bring it home. And it's all happening now at Honda of Russellville. Explore Honda's rugged and reliable ATVs and side-by-sides, legendary street bikes, and full line of dependable off-road and adventure bike. Hurry to Honda of Russellville at 220 Lakefront Drive in Russellville today and save big on your dream Honda through September 30th. For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side dents and doors when operating a side-by-side.
Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 and older.
Chambers Bank in Dardanelle is a full-service community bank that loves helping their community succeed and values their partnership with customers and businesses. Every relationship is important and starts with trust at Chambers Bank. They're available in person as a trusted local resource for your banking and financial needs, with 2 convenient branches in Dardanelle at 6th and Union and 4th and Union, or call 479-229-1505 to start community banking with Chambers Bank. Member FDIC.
Score big at R&R Tire Express. R&R has the winning play for your ride with a brand new set of Nexen passenger tires. And right now, just $20 gets you started. Plus, drive away today for only $20 a week with no interest and 6 months same as cash. R&R on East Parkway Drive next to Starbucks in Russellville.
Everybody needs a little R&R.
For a free quote, text the word tires to 43414.
Welcome back to Blake Moore Field in Van Buren. Russellville against Van Buren. First conference game for both teams in the 6A West. There's been quite a little rivalry between these two teams. Most people don't realize that, but this is the 71st meeting between these two teams. Cyclones lead the all-time series, but it's very close. 34 wins, 31 losses, and 5 ties. Last year, a Cyclone victory. We're going to talk about that. Coach Wheeler's been he's been very successful. Only lost one time against Van Buren. But these two teams first played in 1909. It was a 6-5 pointer victory. Touchdowns were worth 5 points back then. In fact, they were worth 5 points until 1912. Of the 70 games that these two teams have played, 23 of them has been a shutout, not counting a 0-0 tie back in 1918. The first game ever played at Cyclone Stadium was against the Pointers on September 9th, 1983. We talked to a couple years ago, talked to Jeff Hale about that. He was a quarterback then. It was a 35-0 Cyclone win, in which he shined in that game. Cyclones and Pointers have played 44 times until they became conference foes in 91, and since then they've dropped in and out of each other's conferences 4 different times. We mentioned that Coach Wheeler very successful against the Pointers, including a 31-23 victory last year. If you remember, Van Buren scored with just under 3 minutes left. The Cyclones recovered an onside kick, ran out the clock. Luke Jones had thrown for 2 touchdowns in that game, also ran for another one. Ladarius Prince and Marcellus Olson each rushed for over 70 yards. Marcellus Olson actually had 5 catches for over 100 yards in that game last year. It was the only game all year the Cyclones did not turn the ball over. In fact, there were no turnovers by either team, and the yards gained were almost equal. They were within 3 yards of each other. We look at the stats. It'd be hard pressed to find out who won the game. They were that close. 3 more yards for the Cyclones, 3 more plays for Van Buren. Stats were quite even, but Cyclones came away with the 31-23 victory. We'll also have this look in Cyclone history coming up at halftime. We have a new segment coming up at halftime, too. A little bit of Cyclone trivia that we want you to stay tuned for and see if you can answer the question. This is the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. Buying or selling your home has never been easier. Call our friends at Alathus Realty. We see Russellville coming out. They're wearing all white tonight. They have their captains out with black helmets, and we're still awaiting Van Buren. You never know if they're going to be in green or black, and sometimes when they wear their black and green numbers, it's really hard to see. It's really hard to distinguish the numbers, and I think that's what they got tonight. So I like those green jerseys they have with the white numbers because it pops a little bit, but I think they like the black, and that's what they're going to wear on homecoming night. They're about to do the meeting at the field, so we're going to take a break and come back. We're getting close to kickoff, just about 4 minutes away. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Stella Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation provides skilled professional care in a compassionate, supportive, and comfortable atmosphere. Whether it's long-term care, a short-term respite, or 24-hour skilled nursing, Stella Manor offers compassionate, professional support in a comfortable, family-like setting. With a full therapy program, hospice partnerships, and director-led activities every day, your loved one receives care that goes beyond the basics. Call or visit today to see the difference compassion makes at Stella Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation.
Hey everybody, Dr. Blaine Leeds here down at the dental office. We're located at exit 58 in Clarksville at 1204 South Rogers. We're also welcoming Dr. Justice Williams, who's now placing implants and handling lots of our surgeries for us. Our outstanding new associate. Welcome back home, Dr. Justice Williams. Give us a call today, 479-97-SMILE. That's 479-977-6453. Dr. Blaine Leeds. Live, love, smile.
West Fraser is looking for skilled electricians to join their team in a role that's more than just a job. It's a career. If you've got experience with 3-phase power, 480-volt systems, and machine controls, West Fraser wants to hear from you. You'll work hands-on, solving real problems and growing with a team that promotes within. Solid day one benefits, competitive pay, and a culture that puts people first. Build your career with West Fraser. Apply today at westfraser.com/careers.
South of high prices is more than just a slogan. Johnny Story in for River Valley Furniture. You know, Leon and Doug and their dad, the late Danny Duval, had a commitment for more than 3 decades, and that commitment was to provide great furniture value at a reasonable cost, south of high prices. And that's exactly what they do, along also now with Danny's grandson Hunter at River Valley Furniture locations on North Elmira and the new Ashley Home Store, Highway 331.
KCJC Dardanelle, Russellville. Ladies and gentlemen, this is River Country. KCJC,
an EAB Media Group radio station.
Welcome back to the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. Buying or selling your home has never been easier. Call our friends at Alathus Realty. The Cyclones running out on the field through the Cyclone helmet and the smoke. Van Buren running out on the field now with the VBHS flags and the big pointer flag. Also the American flag. I always like that when teams do that. Well, Russellville had some captains out. Evan Stovall. I saw Jaden Foster. I think Jerron Brown for the opening toss. Did you see the opening toss?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I did. I don't know. I know Van Buren's getting it. I don't know if they won the toss or not.
Van Buren won the toss, selected to receive. This field sits north and south. Russellville will be going from south to north.
All right. Well, Russellville, if they won the toss, they might want their defense on the field. So I don't know who benefited from that, actually. But Van Buren, when you have an offense like theirs, you definitely want to put your offense on the field, and that's what will happen here. Opening night in the 6A West, and right before we kick off, it's time for our Cyclone Watch. What's on the radar? It's easy. Russellville, week off. They're healed. Honestly, may be the underdog in each game this year, but this is probably ones that may not be as big as an underdog, and it's a big game because it's opening game of the 6A West. 2 years ago, remember, there was a 3-way tie for that final spot, and it ended up being a 5-point tiebreaker, so these games are important. And even when you lose, you don't want to lose, but even when you lose, you got to lose close, and that's part of it. Russell will be kicking off again in all white. It'll be Jesus Perez talking to his team as they'll set it up at the 40. The turf here at Van Buren, Blakemore Field. It sits away from the high school campus, closer to actually their elementary school. And the Pointers have 2 men back at the 5-yard line. Remember, if it goes back into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback, but this one is going to be returned as it's fielded at the 8-yard line. Across the 20 there. Big hit there. Hello, Mr. Ethan Bartlett with the big stick there.
Yeah, when he crossed the 20-yard line, he didn't go any further. Bartlett stopped him in his track.
Yeah,
well, they're putting it at the 21.
Well, Blaine Pruitt is he's the guy that returns it. He may think better of that, so maybe I should just let that go back into the end zone there and save my body there. That's just a 13-yard return as they will start at the 21-yard line. Hayden Wilford, number 6, 24 attempts per game. He's their main quarterback. They will run a little bit of 2-quarterback system. Hayden Christenberry, number 28, is their running back. Their main running back from last year graduated. It seemed like he had been there for 20 years. But Christenberry, the running back, will get the call, and he's not going to get much there as he stacked up after a gain of 1. Jackson Booker led the charge.
Defense looked good on that snap. They were covering the holes. No place to go. Only gained about a yard.
Yeah, Russellville wanted to simplify some things and change some things on their defense during the week off, and so maybe a feeling out period for both teams. Coach Wheeler, of course, he's always got tricks up his sleeve with how he runs his defense. Hayden Wilford, the quarterback, shotgun, 2nd and 9, threw for 1,900 yards last year. Brings a man in motion, sends it back. Short side of the field's the right side. He's got plenty of time. Looking left, checks back right, and it throws. It's incomplete. And it's on way too high for Carter Kelly. And he's looking back at his quarterback, Wilford, and said, hey, what's going on? They were not on the same page.
Not much pressure to begin with, but did get some pressure at the inning. I think he had to throw that a little bit quicker than what he wanted to.
Well, yeah, but I think it was almost a coverage sack because Russellville left no one open, and now they're going to go empty backfield. 4 wide receivers to left, 1 to the right. That's the short side of the field, Wolford. A lot of times, quick slant. I think they may have jumped, but they don't throw the flag. This one a slant. They got a man open. It's incomplete. He dropped it. He dropped it. Little bit of a bad pass and probably should have been caught. That would have been enough for the first down. But he was going to Torrey Wolford, their leading receiver, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, it's a good series for the defense. You like to stop them on 3 or on 4 downs at the very beginning.
Manning Dotson, who handles all their kicking duties, will punt it away for Van Buren. Really good defensive stand there to go 3 and out to start the game. Gave up 1 yard in their 3 plays. Russellville not coming after the punter. You don't want to get anything, get kind of penalty and say, hey, we're just satisfied we stopped you. They get the punt away. It's a pretty good one. It's going to be fielded at the 45-yard line. Samario Hibbler, who's back after an injury. Remember, he got injured in the Greenbrier game. Return this to the Cyclone 49, and that's where Russellville will set up shop.
A little ankle tackle. If they hadn't tackled him, I think he had some room over there on the right side. He might have gained a few more yards.
A 3-and-out pitch by the Cyclone defense. 10:58 left to play here in the first quarter. And Russellville, with their first offensive series, will have it. Great field position at their 49-yard line. Marcellus Olson, we expect to be the quarterback. But remember, the last time we saw Russellville, Edwin Castro, number 31, the sophomore. He played a couple series, didn't do too bad, and wonder if we're going to see him. Look at this to start. It's going to be an empty backfield for Olson and 5 wide receivers all to the left side. And it's going to be a tuck it and run from the very beginning, and he'll pick up a yard, maybe 2, as he leans into Van Buren territory. So maybe they're setting up something later with that weird, offensive alignment. You don't want to run something like that right off the bat. Parker Jackson, number 13, the sophomore, was in. He checks out. Left side here will be Jeremiah Ross Thompson, JRT, number 15, Jesus Perez. He's the outside wide receiver. No wide receivers on the far side. The S-back is Hallmark. Man in motion's JRT. They're going to give it to Ladarius Prince. Nice little cutback there to get to the 45-yard line. Instead of bouncing it outside, using those eyes.
You know, Russellville's got some good running backs, not only Prince, but also Callahan, number 10.
Remember, Ladarius and Marcellus each rushed for over 70 yards in this game last year. Of course, they were both running backs and not a quarterback at the time. But Ladarius, he's getting close to topping 800 yards for his career. In fact, if my calculations are right, he's 2 yards away. Russellville taking their time here. They got 13 seconds on the play clock, and they're still trying to get their personnel organized. Julius Thompson, the receiver here on this left side, as it's 3rd down and 3. 5 seconds to snap it. Russellville needs to go quick. Man in motion. I hope we were all set. That's Danny Brown. He does get set. Low snap, and I think Russellville just got to delay a game. And did they get the timeout? If they're looking at the official on the far side, and he says, I got the timeout first. It is. All right. So that was the official on Van Buren's side, which is where we are, through his flag. The official on the far side came in waving his arm saying timeout. Russellville gets the timeout. We'll take a quick break. We have no score. Russellville looking at 3rd and 3. This is Cyclone Football, the EAB Sports Network.
1991, Miller Roofing has stood over Arkansas rooftops as a symbol of trust, quality, and family. Miller Roofing Company has handled thousands of roofs with one goal in mind, exceeding your expectations through experience. So when storms strike, shingles age, or the unexpected happens, you don't have to wonder who to call. Remember Miller Roofing Company. They don't just build roofs, they build peace of mind. Visit miller-roofing.net today.
You know, Coach Wheeler likes to use his timeouts in the first half for defensive purposes. It's not a defensive purpose, but you feel like, we winding down there. If it had been 4th down, you might have let it go, but it's important. You don't want to go 3 and out after your defense just gave you a 3 and out. Russellville looking at 3rd and 3, had to call the timeout. Now they come out with a completely different alignment. Tight formation with some tight ends, no wide receivers. Olson going to give it off to Prince, running left side, and he's got the first down. That's not Ladarius. I think that's Ross Thompson. No, that is Sam Callahan, who tried left side, and he'll get inside the 40. He has enough for the first down.
Yes, Callahan came in just before the timeout, and apparently they wanted to keep him in there.
He's got 4 yards on that pickup, and he is going to stay in now. Sam can move around, and here he's going to bounce to the outside as a wide receiver, and Ross Thompson, number 15, is the running back, and now they're going to shift around again, and Callahan back in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left. Olsen going to roll to the right, and, boy, has to dodge a man. He's going to be dropped for a big loss. I don't think that was a pass play. I think it was run all the way, but I'll be honest, I don't know. Either way, it goes for a big loss.
Stop behind the line by
It's a 6-yard loss. It'll bring up 2nd down and 16.
Yeah, Cyclones trying to spread that Pointer defense. Didn't work that time.
Well, as I looked, the lineman stayed home, so it might have been a pass play, but he was never really had his arm cocked and loaded looking downfield. 2nd and 16. Get part of that here. You don't have to get all 16. They'll turn. Play action. Rolling to his left. And Olsen's going to dodge him in, be tripped up. Nice tackle there by Jace Ponder, the outside linebacker. I thought Olsen had him beat, but he just got a shoestring tackle there, a pickup of 2.
I think we saw the speed of the Pointer defense there, especially on the outside. So
yeah, Ponder's one of their playmakers too. He's not their best overall, but he's their best playmaker. He's got a couple sacks, a fumble, and a touchdown actually in their season opener against Alma, the Battle of the Bone. Big rivalry between Alma and Van Buren. Russellville looking at 3rd and 15. They need the 30-yard line for a first down. Olsen will roll out to his right, looking downfield. He's going to throw short to Jesus Perez. He's got some work to do. Across the 40, going to be tackled at the 36-yard line. This is actually something we were told that Van Buren wants to do. It was like, do you blitz him? And he's like, no, we want to keep him in 2nd and 3rd long situations. So they're going to play at home a little bit and not send the house. Now, Russellville kind of in no man's land here. If you try a field goal from here, that's more than a 50-yarder. Punting from the 36, Russellville may go for it. It's 4th and 6. They need the 30-yard line. Who knows? Maybe try to draw them off sides. 14 seconds on the play clock. Russellville, if it winds down, they may just take the delay of game and not burn another timeout here. 6 seconds to snap it. Olsen, he's going to go with it. Rolling to his right, looking at throwing his completed pass, but it's going to be pushed out of bounds. Not enough there for Julius Thompson, and Russellville has turned the ball over on downs.
Well, they went to the short side of the field and just didn't have any room to run with it after he caught the ball.
And so Russellville will turn it over on downs here with 6:41 left to play. Here in the first quarter, we have no score. We were told they want to keep us in long situations, and if they could keep us scoreless on the first 2 drives, they would feel good about themselves about it. Christenberry's going to get the call on first down. He's going to pick up a first down on his 1st and 10 run to the 44-yard line.
Hayden Christenberry with the run. Tackled by Jaron Brown.
Tackle was made by number 70, Harris.
Cameron Keller was their running back for 3 years, and he graduated, and he's playing football at Air Force Academy. And Christenberry picks up 11 there. After a 1-yard pickup on his first play, he'll get the call here and drives forward. He's going to be stopped shy of midfield to pick up a 4 on the play. He's their main guy. They may use 2 quarterbacks, but they generally use 1 running back. He's got 76 carries coming into this game, so 79 now on the season. And he picks up 4 there, so 2nd and 6. Wilford with 3 receivers to his right, going to give it to Christenberry again, and he'll pick up a yard, maybe 2, before being tackled by Nicholas Hallmark, who made a hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they kept it on the ground. Now's the time. They may go into the air a little bit. We need to watch that short down and out.
3rd down and 4 at the Cyclone 49-yard line. Wilford, a check with me. Play clock at 24, plenty of time for the Pointers. Wilford back to pass. You got plenty of time. Here's delay blitz. It's going to flush him out of the pocket. He's going to heave it downfield, and It's going to be incomplete. Christenberry got a hand on it, but I don't think if he caught it, he could have kept his feet in bounds. And Russellville has set him up for 4th down again, but I don't know if they may go for it here.
Yeah, it looks like they sent in their kicking unit.
All right. When you're the favorite, usually you don't want to take chances like that early. Give the other team hope. And Manning Dotson will kick this one away. A 33-yard punt his first time. They'll bring the gunner in motion. It's a high snap, but he's jumping up, gets it away. Boy, it's a pretty good punt for what he had to deal with. And Hibbler catches at the 19, dodges a man there. He breaks free at the 40, 45, 50, down the right sideline. Samario Hibbler, he's going to take it to the house. 81 yards for Hibbler and his first touchdown as a Russellville Cyclone.
Got some good blocking on that right side. I mean, they had a wall set up for him. He did a good job faking out that first pointer down there to get free from him, and then it was just a clear sailing.
Samario Hibbler, 81 yards on the punt return. Welcome back to the lineup, Samario. And Russellville looked like they were going to go for T, more of a swing gate type thing, and now they'll kick the extra point, and it is through by Jesus Perez. The Cyclones lead at 7-0. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone football on the EAB Sports Network.
It's time for a road trip to Hot Springs National Park, Arkansas, home to the legendary thermal waters giving Hot Springs its name. This unique mountain town features historic bathhouses, hiking trails, biking trails, a 4-story treehouse, roller coasters, a casino, horse races, bathtub races, an interactive science museum, fishing, boating, parades, a bustling downtown, and a peaceful vista overlooking it all. Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's time for a road trip. For more info, visit hotsprings.org.
Well, Russellville, I was thinking maybe a block on the punt as it was a high snap. Dotson gets it away. He punts it to the 19-yard line. Samario Hibbler broke a tackle right at the very beginning. That can't be overshadowed, the fact that he did that. And then he took it the distance, 81 yards for the punt return. Last time we had a punt return for a touchdown, I think that might be Josiah Woodard. I'm going to have to look that one up. And the extra point was good by Jesus Perez, the Cyclones, with a 7-0 lead. We welcome you here to Blakemore Field in Van Buren. We're sitting in the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. Russellville with a 7-0 lead over the Pointers. Getting ready to kick this one off. How about that 9-second touchdown drive? Also, the defense has done very well. 2 drives, they've only given up 1 first down for this high-powered offense of Van Buren. 18 total yards. Russellville has 17. 71st meeting between these two teams. Russellville's won 34, lost 31, and tied 5. Kick this one away. And this will be fielded at the 4-yard line. Across the 15, 20, is spun down there. He gets to the 21, which is the same as last time, but Blaine Pruitt didn't take the lick that he took on that one. A little bit better return of 17 yards.
Well, number 45, Booker, was there to meet him. Well, they turned him around so the others could catch up to him, put him down.
Well, Cyclones' best case scenario, jumping out 7-0. You send your defense back out there, but hey, it was almost a 3-and-out. Wilford will get the snap and he'll hand it off to Christenberry. That's how they started the last drive and picked up 10 yards. This one they'll pick up 5, maybe 6, depending on the spot.
Tackle made by Lane Chisholm.
They're going to give him the 27. Pretty good spot, actually. 2nd down and 6. Christenberry now 5 carries for 24 yards here in the first quarter. 4 minutes, 18 seconds left to play in the quarter. Russellville leading by a touchdown. Christenberry will get it here, starter right. He's got a big hold right down the middle. He'll be drugged down before he gets to midfield, but not before he gets to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 21.
Tackle made by Matthew Merrill.
Matthew Merrill, the safety, And Van Buren, he had that tackle. Van Buren wanting to go quick here on 1st and 10. Christenberry will get it again. Almost the exact same play and not exactly the same result. Some big positive yards. They're gashing the Russellville defense there as he gets to the 43.
Yeah, Van Buren's keeping it on the ground. They think they found a weakness there in our defense.
Well, they've got 6 yards, 21 yards, 9 yards on the last 3 plays, and they've all been handoffs to Christenberry. See if he's tired. They may throw it just to get him a chance to take a break, but not here. Russellville jumps in the neutral zone, and that 5-yard penalty is going to give Van Buren a first down. That's the first penalty of the game on either team. This will put the ball down at the 38-yard line of Van Buren, and after the punt return for a touchdown, you have momentum. Van Buren keeping the ball on the ground to try to get that momentum back. Hayden Christenberry coming in the game, he's only got 500 yards rushing in his first 3 games total, actually about 450. He's done some damage here. Wilford going up top on first down. It's incomplete. They wanting a flag on that far side as he was going to Williford to Wilford. But could not make the connection, and there is no flag. I thought it was pretty good coverage there.
Good coverage by our secondary.
Yeah. That was Jalen Thompson, I believe, on that far side. It was step for step with Williford, the quarterback, will hand it off to Christenberry. I thought they might throw just to give him a break, and they did there. And he'll take it for about 5 yards on 2nd down. Talked to Coach Wheeler a couple weeks ago, and he said he doesn't really think we got to stop the run, we got to take away their offense, the passing, whatever. He said his big thing is stop the big plays. He started trying to do that last year, and he said he's been successful sometimes stopping the run and still lose. There's a forward pitch, so it's a pass play with a shovel pass, and they're going to break it down the right sideline. 15, 10, 5, stiff arm all the way to the end zone on the touchdown pass to Austin Riggs. Just a little shovel pass, and Van Buren answers quickly. They go 6 plays before they answer the touchdown by Russellville, and they're an extra point away from tying this game at 7.
Well, once he got around the corner on that right side, it was just a foot race, and Van Buren won that one.
Well, he was on a dead sprint, too. I mean, there was no joke in there, and like you said, he was stiff-arming the guy that was behind him. Van Buren, 8 seconds on the play clock, swinging gate look, and they'll line up here for the extra point, and Russellville just jumped off sides.
Flat down.
And we'll see if they want to go for 2 because they're going to put it down at the 1.5-yard line. Offsides, they'll decline it. If you're going to kick the extra point, a lot of times you decline it because that makes it closer. And sometimes you get too close and can't get enough air up over that crossbar. Coach Mo Henry says, hey, decline it, let's just kick the extra point. Russell came quickly there, could not block it, and the extra point is good. We're tied at 7. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
College dreams come true at the University of Central Arkansas, especially now with the UCA commitment. This new program provides a debt-free pathway for tuition and fees for Arkansas students whose families earn $100,000 or less a year. And that impacts everything. It's fewer barriers and endless opportunities. Welcome to Bear Country. Learn more about the UCA commitment at uca.edu.
Welcome back to the Lathis Realty broadcast booth here at Van Buren High School. And Van Buren just going on a touchdown drive themselves to tie the game here at 7. Scoring summary, they go 79 yards in 6 plays. Hayden Williford hit Austin Riggs for a 34-yard touchdown pass, but hey, it was really just a shovel pass that ended up scoring. Dotson added the extra point, and we're tied at 7. Russellville scored on an 81-yard punt return for a touchdown by Samario Hibbler. Does not return kickoffs. Cyclones with 2 players back there to return this one. And they're going to chase Callahan. He's going to let it go over his shoulder and into the end zone. And Russellville will have it at the 20-yard line. Important to get the offense going. Even though Russellville scored, the offense didn't do it, so they probably have to feel like we've got to get things going here. Need some positive things to happen. Mentioned Mo Henry is the coach for Van Buren. If that name sounds familiar, it should. He was a 4-year starter in football at Arkansas Tech from 1996 to 1999. Defensive back there for the Wonder Boys, had 7 tackles and in the 20-17 overtime win over Southern Arkansas that clinched the Gulf South Conference title back in '99. Graduate of Nashville, played the state championship game, caught a touchdown pass from Jared McBride, who's now the head coach at Hot Springs Lakeside. All right, guys, he's the AD there too. On first down at 10 for Russellville, trying to bounce it outside is Callahan. He does for a couple yards, but not much going after that.
Yeah, he wanted to go to the left side around left guard spot, but there was nothing there, so he broke it on out and picked up a couple of yards.
Yeah, second down and 8 coming. Of course, we like this game because our Cyclones are playing, but everybody watching, or at least keeping an eye at Greenwood. The Bulldogs leading Shiloh Christian 7-6. Late first quarter score there. We'll kind of keep you updated on that. It was the state championship game last year and their conference foes, at least for this year. Second down and 8. Olsen, shovel pass forward to Danny Brown. He catches it. He gets to the 25. He paid for those 3 yards.
Looked like the whole Pointer defense was around Brown when he caught the ball, but did a good job holding on to it.
Yeah, I like that play design there. That's his second reception on the season. That one goes for 3 yards. Third down and 5 for the Cyclones, and just like Van Buren on their second drive, they feel like they got to at least move the chains to help out their defense a little bit. Russellville running in Jackson Booker in. Go a little bit more of a heavy package here with also number 7, Brandon Flores, coming in. Man in motion is Ethan Bartlett, and play is going to be blown dead as the Cyclones took a timeout because the play clock was down at 1. So we'll take a break here. We're tied at 7. This is Cyclone football on the EAB Sports Network.
Life's complicated. Your checking account shouldn't be. At Simmons Bank, we keep banking simple, with you in mind. Get paid early, avoid fees, bank from anywhere. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Choose your account and open online in minutes. Visit SimmonsBank.com to learn more. Member FDIC. All accounts subject to approval. Restrictions apply.
Welcome back to the Lathis Realty broadcast booth here at Blakemore Field in Van Buren. Russellville and the Pointers all tied at 7. Special teams touchdown for the Cyclones, an offensive touchdown for Van Buren. That's where we sit. I'm going to check some scores for you. We mentioned 7-6. The Greenwood leading Shiloh Christian. We'll check the scores for you too at halftime. The Russellville, key situation here. Third down and 5. They're going to hand it off to JRT, and he's hit and dropped for a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up fourth down and 3. Came through in motion, took the handoff on the sprint, and tried to hit that edge quickly. Just could not get there quick enough, and 4th and 3 is what it's going to be, and the Cyclones bringing on their punt team.
Fourth down.
Well, your defense has stopped Van Buren 2 out of 3 times. They get that extra possession because you ran back the punt for a touchdown. You got to think about that. Time of possession does not mean anything, but plays do. That's what Coach Wheeler tells us. And the Pointers have 34 plays to Russellville's 14. They're coming after this one. Jesus gets it away off the side a little bit. It'll take a Russellville roll into Pointer territory to the 45-yard line. He did a good job of just getting that one away. A 28-yard punt. And Van Buren with excellent field position at their own 45-yard line with 56 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Van Buren averaging more than 40 points a game. They scored 34 in the loss against Greenbrier. That's been their lowest total. lost to Springdale 52-41. They'll give us some points, but they score a lot. Christenberry, so far, he's been the main guy. He'll take this handoff for 5 yards. They've not been a running team, a little bit balanced, but not like this. But they have found a matchup that they like here against this Russellville rush defense. They give him 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. Christenberry now 9 carries for 62 yards. Of course, that one play of over 20 yards on their last drive. And this time going to hand it off to the running back. It's not Christenberry, it's Riggs, the wide receiver who scored the touchdown. He comes in and backs him up, and he'll pick up the 1st down.
They have found an opening on that right side, right guard, right tackle position. That's where they're running to.
16 yards on the pickup. They don't really have a traditional backup running back. They'll use Riggs, they'll use Wolford. And they have a 1st down and 10 at the Cyclone 35-yard line. Hayden Williford has Riggs in motion. It's a low snap. He's able to handle it. Plenty of time, just standing back there in the pocket. Backpedaling. He's got plenty of time, and now he's going to roll out to his right a little bit. Throw completed catch to Wolford, who dodges a tackler at the 35-yard line. Down the sideline, tripped up there by Matthew Mergill before he gets the 1st down, or after he gets the 1st down. Looked like it could have been a sack, maybe a no gain, and then it goes for a big yardage there to Williford. Sorry, from Williford to Wilford. It'll be 1st down for Van Buren, but we've come to the end of the 1st quarter. We're all tied at 7, but Van Buren in the red zone. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
The love of football defines fall weekends, and in many homes, our families. But it's a demanding sport that can cause injury. That's why UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is on sidelines and in locker rooms for high schools and colleges across the state, ready to care for athletes with clinics in Central and Northwest Arkansas. UAMS Health, official orthopedics and sports medicine provider for Razorback Athletics and future Razorbacks all over Arkansas. Learn more at uams.health/team.
There are trucks, and then there's the truck. GMC's Tough Sierra 2500 HD Denali. GMC's top-rated crew cab truck from Smart GMC could be yours just for playing at Saracen Casino Resort. Play your favorite Saracen games today and tomorrow for your chance to be driving home in a GMC Denali pickup. It's not just any truck, and Saracen Casino is not just any casino.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Getting ready to start the 2nd quarter. We're all tied at 7, but Van Buren with the 18-yard pass play from Williford to Wilford. And they have the ball at the Cyclone 17-yard line as we start the 2nd quarter. Lopsided statistical advantage for the Pointers, but remember they had one extra possession, but they're making good use of it right now, trying to break this tie. Empty backfield for the quarterback, Williford. Plenty of time now. He's going to roll to his right. He's got an opening. He's at the 15, the 10, and he'll get the 1st down before stepping out of bounds. Actually, I think he stepped out right before he got the 1st down. We'll have to check and see the spot.
We had good coverage in the secondary. He couldn't find an opening there.
Yeah, he's not really a runner, but the Cyclones not putting a lot of pressure up front on the quarterback, and he's been able to stand back there at times flat-footed.
And he's come out of the game.
Yeah, their backup quarterback now, Tristan Ray, in there, and he's more of a runner, but he can throw it a little bit. He'll hand this one off to Christenberry, and he'll get to the 5 and spin forward for another couple yards on 1st down and goal.
Again, they ran to that right side of their offensive line.
Oh, he's been prone to fumble a little bit. He's got 3 fumbles. And all of them came in his first game, so he's been better since then. But I tell you, if he's not going to fumble, your best bet is just to hand it off. They only give him the 4-yard line there instead of the 3. But it's 2nd down and goal from there. Tristan Ray staying in at quarterback with Christenberry to his left to bring a man in motion. That's Riggs, but they'll hand it off to Christenberry, and he'll break a tackle at the 4 and into the end zone for the touchdown. It looked like Russellville had it wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage, and he just squirted away. So on this scoring summary that we'll highlight later, they go 55 yards in 6 plays to take a 13-7 lead. Not 14 yet. Got to wait the extra point by Dotson. Ray checking the sideline. See if they want to snap it or if they want to kick the extra point. if they get the look they want. They're going to line up for the extra point. They got to hurry because the play clock's down to 6. Manning Dotson gets set with 3 seconds, 2 seconds. The snap, kick is down, it's up, and it's good. 14-7 our score. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Finding your place is more than just a location. It's about discovering your purpose, exploring your passions on a campus that feels like home. At A-State, you can achieve at the highest levels, form lasting relationships, and support the Red Wolves, both on campus and in the wild. Whether you're into research, the arts, healthcare, or maybe something else, there's a place for you at Arkansas State University. Find your place in the pack. Visit astate.edu to learn more.
Welcome back. Cyclones trailing here 14-7. We'll give you the scoring summary here in just a moment, but Russellville really needs to do something on offense, try to help the defense out, because the only bad thing about scoring on a punt return was that you put your defense right back out on the field. A lot of times they're tired, not ready. They're thinking they're going to go in and make some adjustments. Van Buren scored on its last 2 possessions. This kickoff is going to be returnable as Hibbler takes it at the 3. Dodges a man there at the 15. Boy, something went flying in the air, but it wasn't the football. He'll be tackled at the 25-yard line. Looked like a sweatband or something that just popped up in the air. I don't know a clue what that was. Hibbler takes it from the 3 to the 25-yard line and a 22-yard return. And Russellville will start at its own 25-yard line. On that scoring summary, Van Buren does go 55 yards in 6 plays. Christenberry a 4-yard touchdown run. Dotson added the extra point. The drive took 1 minute 53 seconds. 14-7. They scored on the last 2 possessions. Cyclones have it at the 26-yard line. They'll turn and hand it off. Callahan stutter steps his way forward, and he'll pick up a couple to the 28.
It's tough up that middle running against that Van Buren defense. They're stacking it up pretty good, and I think they've watched Russellville on film. They know we're going to run, and they're stacking the inside.
Yeah, they're not really coming much on blitzes. We were kind of told that, but that's what they are doing. They're just playing base and trying to say, hey, let's see you throw it downfield, otherwise we're going to stay at home. Callahan now 3 carries for 8 yards after that pickup of 2. 2nd down and 8 at the 28-yard line. Callahan to the right of Olsen. No receivers to the right. Callahan will motion out to the left. The lead blocker, Marcellus Olsen's going to keep it, and he's going to bounce it outside the 1st down and a whole lot more at midfield. Can he cut back? He starts to, and he's wrapped up at the Van Buren 35-yard line, but a big gain for Marcellus Olsen. He gets into Van Buren territory and a pickup of 37 yards on the play.
Yeah, he originally was going to go to the left guard position, left tackle. It wasn't there, so he just broke to the outside, and there's where the opening was.
Yeah, and credit Danny Brown, who led through there, that S-back who had popped in just enough maybe to seal off that opening. And Russellville in business with their 2nd first down of the night, but they're in Van Buren territory. Now, even though they've got 7 points, this is the furthest they've penetrated with their offensive line. Remember, they scored on the punt return. Empty backfield. They'll turn, throw a backwards pass here. Trying to throw a double pass. It's not there. They're going to tuck it and run. Thompson at the 30, breaks back. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, and did he get in? He hit the pylon. They're going to say he's out of bounds just shy of the end zone. Juju Thompson is supposed to be a double pass, and he ended up running it, and that was a great decision there, and they're going to mark him down. Where at the 1, 34 yards on the pickup.
Yeah, when he faked that pass, it just kind of froze the defense.
Well, good job by him, too, because nobody was open downfield.
And he just started running to the left side, and it was open. Good blocking out there.
Yeah, you don't want to force anything. A lot of times those running backs, receivers, they get the ball. They say, I'm throwing it. I don't care if anybody's open or not. I'm throwing this football. And credit Juju there. He's like, I know, we're gonna run this thing. He gets it to 1, 1st and goal for the Cyclones. Olsen will turn and hand this one off to Callahan. Little counter play, and no signal waiting for it. There it is. Touchdown. For Cyclones, Sam Callahan. That's his first scoring touchdown of the season, third on his career.
Yeah, the official a little bit late on the
He
signal,
was. I thought he was in, but I want to wait, make sure. Cyclones a point away from tying this. They run their own 2-point look. They don't get what they want, they'll switch it around. It's good when your kicker is also your wide receiver. Jesus Perez coming over from his wide receiver position. Renfro, the holder. He's down to kick, and it is good. 14-14 our score. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
My primary care provider helps me make better decisions about my physical and mental health.
They're the first person I talk to if I have any questions about infections, medications, or any other health concerns. And most insurance companies don't charge you for having annual wellness checks.
With them, I have the help I need to stay on top of my health game.
There are many reasons to have a primary care provider, but if you're not getting regular checkups, you're not getting a complete picture of your overall health. Visit CHIStVincent.com to find a primary care provider.
We're checking back, and Chase is looking at the run that set us up down there, and he said Marcellus Olsen was down there downfield blocking. How about that? And it was that run of 34 yards there by Thompson. Set us up first and go for the one. Callahan scores. The scoring summary, 74 yards in 4 plays. Callahan gets the touchdown. Perez adds the extra point. Minute 52 off the play clock, and we're tied at 14. Welcome you at the Lathis Realty broadcast booth here at Blakemore Field at Van Buren. We're tied with 9 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first half.
Looking over on that far side, the Russellville band is here. And also quite a few fans drove up the interstate to come to Van Buren to support the Cyclones.
It's an easy drive to get here. Number 4, Blaine Pruitt's who they had kick returning. They like for him to return all kicks. They try to angle for that. And he's back there with Torrey Wilford. Cyclones will kick this one. It's very high. And it's going to be fielded by Pruitt at the 5-yard line. He cuts back to the 20. He's got an opening there. He's across the 35, and nice tackle there by Jesus Perez. That's a touchdown-saving tackle, folks, as he gets all the way to the 39-yard line, a 34-yard return.
Tackled by Jesus Perez.
Jesus doesn't make that stop.
First down Pointers.
I think it's a foot race at the very least, if not a touchdown. The Pointers have it at their 39-yard line. Hayden Williford back out. Their last 2 drives have been touchdowns. The Cyclone defense needs to solve that. Get a stop here. Christenberry right up the middle. That's how they started their successful drives. This time it's just about a 3-yard pickup, and that'll be it. But positive yards for Van Buren.
Tackled by Ethan Bartlett.
Bartlett in on the stop. 2nd down and 7.
Second down from the 42.
Pretty good night last night for the Russellville Whirlwind teams. 8th and 9th grade were winners over Cabot South. We'll talk about that during our halftime segment. What's going on in the Russellville School District. Here's a deep throw and a wide open. It's Torrey Williford. He's going to score. And he just got behind the defense, and I don't know if it was a pick play or what, but nobody was anywhere near Williford, and that goes for 58 yards and a score.
Well, that's one thing we talked about. We just can't let the receivers get behind it. Like you say, don't know if it's a pick play or exactly what.
Well, he doesn't need that much help to get that open. I mean, he's a state champion in the 4x100 relay. He's fast, but he didn't have to be fast to get open. He was wide open, and Russellville back down by 7, pending this extra point. Let's see if they go for 2 here. They didn't line up like this last time, but they may, and they are going to. They're going to roll out. Christenberry's to the right. The quarterback going to reverse his field. He's going to throw it. He's got a man there, and short hop. Did they catch it in the end zone? They did. Boy, it sure looked like it might have hit the turf, but they go for 2 and get it on the trick play. And so they don't lead by 7. They lead by 8, 22-14. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
What does it mean to be taken care of? And to know that the people around you are taken care of too.
What does it feel like to trust that you'll be able to get health care, to prevent illness, and to help you heal? Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield has been taking care of Arkansans for more than 75 years, providing health insurance and peace of mind, so you and the ones you love can live your best life your whole life long. Take good care, Arkansas.
Back for the Cyclones, Sam Callahan.
Welcome back. And what looked different on that two-point play was the linemen were actually down in a stance. That's what made you think that, hey, they may be doing something here. And Van Buren leads it 22-14. We'll give you all the details after the kickoff here, but want to make sure we don't miss this. Dotson will kick off. Van Buren leading 22-14. Chase this one back across the goal line and into the end zone. Russ will have it at the 20. We're at the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. Buying or selling your home has never been easier. Call our friends at Alathus Realty. On that scoring summary for Van Buren, they go 61 yards in just 2 plays. It was a 58-yard touchdown pass from Hayden Williford to Torrey Wilford. 2-point conversion was good. Tristan Ray hitting Manning Dotson, and just took 46 seconds off the clock that entire drive, and Van Buren leads it 22-14.
Number 8, Ray, for them that threw the pass, he got nailed about the time he turned loose the ball, so he may go back and tell his coach, let's don't try that again.
Yeah, he's the backup quarterback and also the holder. How about breaking another one? Russellville will have it at their own 20. They're 80 yards away. They'll hand it off to Callahan, running right up the middle, and he gets 4 yards. Broke through that pack a little bit, but was tripped up. They put him down at the 24. He's got 5 carries for 13 yards. Does have the touchdown on that last Russellville drive. The only offensive score for the Cyclones tonight so far. Russellville trailing by 8, nearing the 8-minute mark left here in the first half. What was the over-under for this game? I bet it was a lot since Van Buren scores a lot of points, but we're already at 36. Man in motion is Danny Brown. He'll set up as the S-back on the right side. Olsen rolling to his right. Fakes the pass. He's going to tuck it and run. He's across the 30. Spin move. He could not get away from the tackle as they grabbed his jersey, but able to get a couple more yards as he gets to the 37. Pick up a 13 on the play. A first down for the Cyclones. 4 first downs for Russellville. They're over 100 yards rushing. Olsen, go ahead.
What kind of formation is that?
Yeah, as a lineman over there on that left side. We've seen Russellville do this year with just a center and 1 guard, and now they have men on the right side. This is really hard to explain. Man in motion is Samario Hibbler. A little forward pitch to him. He's got some opening. He's across midfield, and can he keep his feet? He can, but he's going to be tackled at the 30-yard line. Technically, that's a pass play from Olsen to Hibbler, and a big gain there for the Cyclones as they get to the Van Buren 30, a pickup of 33 yards on the pass. They had everybody, all the main linemen set up on the left side, but they ran away from that and kind of took Van Buren a little bit by surprise. Good play design there by Coach Gunter and the Cyclone offensive staff. They get the first down, and Russellville in business now at the Van Buren 30-yard line. 6:52 left to play here in the first half. Russellville trailing by 8. Changing up some personnel here, and they look kind of confused a little bit. There's 9 seconds on the play clock. They've had to take 2 timeouts in this first half for offensive reasons. And how about this? 2 running backs in the backfield with Olsen. They're going to turn and hand it off, trying to get to that left side, and going to be brought down after a pickup of 1, maybe 2 by Luis Perez. Sometimes it's kind of good to give it to a guy that doesn't carry the ball very much. That's just Luis's 4th carry on the season. Picks up 2 yards there, 2nd down and 8. Going with the same look, this time Perez to the left of Marcellus Olsen, Callahan to the right. And Callahan, they're going to pull it from him, and Olsen fakes the pass. He's going to take it right side. Stops before he gets across the sideline, tucks it, and runs inside the 15, inside the 10. And now a late flag coming in. I think this is some extra pushing and shoving. This is going to be on Van Buren as they rip the helmet off of a Cyclone player. They put him down at the 10-yard line, but we'll have to check the flag. So it's an 18-yard pickup. And a helmet got ripped off, and you don't have to come out if the opposing team rips your helmet off. I don't know if that's what it is. The flag is actually down at the 3-yard line over there near the edge.
They're still talking about it.
Yeah. Trying to figure out, I guess, the first offender. Oh, they're going to call it on Russellville.
Oh, so taking our helmet off, ripping our helmet off doesn't count then.
All right, so they'll move it back at the end of the run. So let's see, put it down. It should be at the 25. And so Russellville will actually not get credit for that first down. Okay, no, is that the play? They should. Okay, now the sticks are moving. They are moving, all right. But it won't be 1st and 15. It'll be 1st and 10. And now the Cyclones kind of looking around. The play clock's at 13. I think they're confused a little bit. Ball's on the right hash mark. It was a personal foul penalty against Russellville after the play. So they're back to the 25-yard line on 1st and 10. Low snap, picked up. Olsen hands it off to Sam Callahan up the middle, and he's got the first down near the 10-yard line. He's upset with himself because one more, if he just kept his feet there at the end, he could sniff the end zone, and he knew it was coming up quick.
Callahan's made some good yardage tonight working the middle of that defense.
Yeah, he's got 6 carries, 28 yards, and has a touchdown. He's right at the 10-yard line, so Russellville cannot get a first down. So it's 1st and goal. Russellville milking the clock a little bit, not a bad idea. As high-powered as Van Buren is, they don't need much time, but give your defense a little bit extra rest here. 9 seconds on the play clock. You can see it there if you're watching our YouTube stream. Olsen with Callahan right behind him. 1 second on the clock before they snap it. Callahan will try right side. Follows lead blocker, cuts back, takes a big lick, but goes into the end zone, keeping his feet. His 2nd touchdown of the night, and Cyclones trail by 2.
Well, we'll see if Russellville decides to go for 2.
Callahan now 38 yards on 7 carries, 2 touchdowns. Carries that one in from 10 yards out. First time he scored 2 touchdowns in a game in his career. And Russellville looking at their swing gate. That's typically what they do. And we'll see if they, like you said, if they want to try to go for 2 to tie it, chasing points or not chasing points. A lot of times they say don't chase points until the 4th quarter. And Russellville, it looks like, is going to try to kick the extra point. And I'm fine with that. They really haven't stopped us much. And I don't think this is going to be our only chance here down in this end. Renfro had a good job of getting that snap and putting it down. Kick is good. Russellville trails by a point. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Ready for a music tour through the Arkansas Delta? Let's see. Johnny Cash Boyhood Home? Check. A live broadcast of the country's longest-running blues radio program? We've got it. A visit to the restored childhood home of Levon Helm? On the list. Find these spots and more as you travel through the Arkansas Delta Music Trail. Sounds from the soil and soul. Go to deltabyways.com to see all the driving tours through the Arkansas Delta Byways region.
Welcome back to the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. Russellville trailing the Pointers by a point. The Cyclones go 80 yards in 7 plays in 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Sam Callahan, a 10-yard rushing touchdown. The extra point by Jesus Perez is good. With 4:48 left to play in the first half. Russellville trailing 22-21.
And the good thing is Russellville gets the ball, start the second half.
Yeah, you really like a stop by the defense because this is more than enough time for Van Buren. They have all 3 timeouts. And when I'm looking at on their scoring summaries, the most they've taken is 2 minutes. Russellville with a surprise onside kick. We have a flag fly. And back at the line, and I don't think it matters if Russellville got it. They did, but I think it's offsides. Yeah, this is going to be on the Cyclones. Third penalty on the Cyclones for 25 yards. That one's costly. Russellville came up with that surprise onside.
Has Van Buren been penalized?
They have not. No penalties. Just 3 thrown in the game. Actually 4 technically because we jumped off sides on that extra point and they got declined. 3 for 25 against Russellville. No penalties on Van Buren. Wheeler was upset with his team on that one because we saw that we recovered the surprise onside. Now he's got to go with traditional kickoff most likely because Van Buren may be a little bit more aware. High end over end kick. Boy, what a kick by Perez. Even with the penalty, he kicks it into the end zone. That's a perfect time for that.
First down Pointers from the 20.
And so the Pointers will have it at their own 20.
Oh, that was a great kick.
Yeah, it was. Coming up at halftime, we have a lot going on for you. We have scores from around the state. We'll have stats. We'll have this Cyclone history segment. Also got the trivia question segment coming up. It'll be the first time we've done that this year. First time we've done that, period. Van Buren, though, with all 3 timeouts, 4 minutes and 48 seconds left here in the first half. Plenty of time. I said they've had a scoring drive of over 2 minutes. That's been their longest one. Pull it from Christenberry. Williford. Actually, this is the backup quarterback, Ray. He's going to tuck it and run. He broke a tackle at the 24, and then he took a shot from behind. He didn't realize that Ethan Haney was trailing the play, and I think he doesn't want to meet Mr. Haney again.
That's a good tackle by Haney.
Hey, you call it a tackle, I call it a hit. I think I said to his dad on Facebook is because he's the nicest guy you'll ever want to meet, Ethan, but not on the football field. So he's Jekyll and Hyde. That's who he is. And Mr. Hyde just met Tristan Ray, and he paid for that 4-yard pickup. Now back to pass on 2nd down and 6. Here comes the delayed blitz, and they're going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. And they got the happy feet moving there. Ray was having a backpedal, and he's not that accurate when he's backpedaling. Not many people are.
Looked like that corner line jumped before the snap, but no flag.
Well, they've gone with Tristan Ray for a little bit. I'm looking, seeing if Hayden Williford's if he's on the trainer's table or what's going on. Especially with their 2-minute offense. I'll go back to pass. They set up the screen right side, and it's going to be incomplete. It would have been a big loss because there's that man again, Ethan Haney. I almost wish they would have caught that. That would have been a 6-yard loss.
4th down.
That was their quarterback, number 6.
Yeah, that one they switched back in. And that stops the clock. Yeah, instead of 3rd and 6, it would have been about 3rd and 15 or so. And they're going to have to punt the football away after the 3 and out. 3:58 left, and now you're not worried about, well, let's just stop them from scoring. Let's just, we might be able to get some points out of this. Dotson will kick this one away. It's a spiraling. He tried to kick it away from Hibbler. He juggled at the 49-yard line. He's got it now trying to angle for the sideline. There's a flag down as he's tackled at the 42, but we'll have to check the flag. It was down in front of Hibbler. If it's on us, you just hope it's after the kick. It's going to be on Russellville. It's a, 27-yard punt, an 8-yard return. But again, we're going to check the flag here. I've not seen a signal yet. Have you?
No.
3:50 left here in the first half. Russellville with 1 timeout. They don't have the headset like we've seen some crews use, but they do have a mic, so we're able to hear it. And he accidentally turned it on there as they were talking.
Our coaching staff on the sidelines a little bit upset.
Yeah, nobody knows. They're just talking about it. They have the chain set for the 43, and now they're going to back Russellville up. And we'll get the call now.
It's a holding.
A holding penalty against the Cyclones. Move us back to our side of the 50. The 10-yard hold will put us at our 47. It'll be 1st down and 10. And again, Russellville with just 1 timeout left, but 3:50 left, plenty of time. They're still talking about this after they've already marked it off. And what are they going to do now?
Add 5 more yards.
Well, it's
no, they didn't. They had.
Okay, I don't understand. They move us back to the 40-yard line.
1st down from the 40.
So it's a 17-yard penalty. Okay, must have happened at the 50-yard line. And Russellville, a busted play here. Marcellus Olson going the wrong direction, trying to make something out of nothing. He's going to be dropped back at the 33-yard line.
Marcellus Olson Patton.
I did not see what happened on that.
By Jackson Silvers.
It was a low snap, and it was off to his right a little bit.
So 2nd down and 17. We go backwards on the 10-yard penalty, and then a 7-yard loss.
Loss of 7 on the play.
And Russellville milking the clock without looking like they're milking it. Wonder if we do something like that and keep the clock moving if they'll call timeout. Here's JRT. He has it. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage plus a couple more to the 43-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play.
Tackled by Brayton Dawes.
The only thing I can figure on that penalty is maybe they marked it off from the 50, because otherwise it's a 17-yard holding penalty. They signaled holding, and they marked it 17 yards from where the flag was thrown and where they first spotted the ball. So I'm still trying to figure that out. 3rd and 7 for the Cyclones, though. Meanwhile, they need midfield for a first down, and
flag down.
We have a flag down. This is going to be on Russellville.
Who else? Hadn't seen one on Van Buren yet.
You know, my buddy who's a official says, how often is your dad going to criticize officials? But on the 17-yard penalty, I don't think he has a big leg to stand on there. And on this one,
well, correct me. Is that a 6-yard penalty?
Yeah, they did mark it off 6 yards actually, because we went from the 43 to the 37. That's
amazing.
Yeah, that stuff drives me crazy. As a math guy, they go from the 43 to the 37, a 6-yard offsides penalty. When I'm sitting here keeping stats, that matters. That extra yard matters.
That's something.
Yeah, now we have play clock stopped. I don't know what's going on. I think timeout Russellville. Okay, they'll use the last timeout. And we're going to take a break. Russellville trailing 22-21. This is Cyclone football on the EAB Sports Network.
Football team has an important job so the team can reach its goal and success. Join our team at Lexicon right now, and we'll help you reach your goals and success. Lexicon offers free on-the-job training through our own Lexicon University. We also offer competitive pay, comprehensive benefits, an on-site health clinic, annual bonus program, and more. Check out lexicon-inc.com/football and help us build America one project at a time.
KCJC, Dardanelle, Russellville. Ladies and gentlemen, this is River Country. KCJC.
An EAB Media Group radio station.
You know, we need to get our buddy up here, Coach Will McCarty, because he never gets on officials or umpires or anything like that. He could be the voice of reason.
He's a pretty calm person.
He is. We're back at the Oasis Realty broadcast booth. Russellville looking at 3rd and 13. Roll to the right is Marcellus. He's got a man open. He's going to throw it, and it does not quite get it to him. He had Julius Thompson there, but the pass did not get to him, and so Russellville will have to punt the football away. A little bit of promise on that drive as you return the punt to Van Buren territory, but some weird penalties. And I'm not trying to say that Russellville didn't commit those penalties. I'm saying there was a 17-yard holding penalty, a 6-yard offsides penalty that we have to mark here and go back and check later and see what was going on that. And so Russellville going to have to punt the football away after causing them to go 3 and out. Jesus Perez will kick this one away, and it's going to be fielded at the 35-yard line. He dropped it. Ball's on the turf. The Cyclones come up with it. The Cyclones have come up with the fumble. That's Jalen Thompson.
Turnover, Cyclone ball.
Waiting to see just to make sure that the Cyclones come up with that, and they did at the 39-yard line. There's your break.
We needed that.
First down, Cyclones from the 39.
You know, I wish Will would join us in the booth sometime. He could take a lot of pressure off of me. I'd give him a pair of binoculars and just say, watch the officials and tell us about it.
So the first turnover of the game helps the Cyclones. It sets us up there at the 39-yard line. 1:44. The Cyclones are out of timeouts. But you only have 39 yards to go. Remember, you got a pretty good field goal kicker, too. Olsen on first down. Throwback screen pass here to Hallmark. He's got some room on the left side. He's at the 30, lowers his shoulder there to pick up the first down. They're going to say he's out of bounds inside the 30 to the 28.
Tackled by Taylor Jones.
Saw Russellville working on that in practice this week quite a bit.
There was a hold by Pointer's defense on one of our offensive linemen. In fact, he brought him down. He was complaining to the official.
Well, the clock is stopped with 1:35 left as Russellville picks up 11 yards on that play. Marcellus Olson, 5 of 6 for 58 yards. That was a nice play design. You have an offensive lineman out here on the hash marks right in front of Ross Thompson with more of a little wing back here, and Van Buren doesn't like the look of this. They're going to call timeout. We'll take a quick break with them. The Cyclones trailing by a point, but knocking on the door. This is Cyclone football on the EAB Sports Network.
The electric cooperative's got its start lighting Arkansas, and we continue to meet that demand with every resource we can deliver. We're powering your life where you live every single day through one of 17 local cooperatives, each unique, always united, and in your community. Our mission, to provide reliable, affordable, and responsible power to every corner of Arkansas. It's the local hometown cooperative way, because we're better connected together. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
Welcome back to the Lathis Realty broadcast booth. The Cyclones looking at 1st and 10 from the Pointer 28-yard line with 1:35 left. Russellville out of timeouts, but Van Buren calling that timeout. Again, Russellville had an offensive lineman in front of Jeremiah Ross Thompson out on the wide receiver spot, and Coach Henry did not like the looks of that, so he called timeout. Coach Henry, in his 4th season at Van Buren as head coach, he was their assistant coach before then, took over when Casey Dick left, and he's 12 of 25 here, but did coach them to a playoff victory against Marion last year. Had a losing record, but still made the playoffs and won the first game. Russellville at 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Low snap for Olson. Plenty of time. He's going to heave this one to the end zone. Ross Thompson, and just out of his reach. He was trying to create a little space there. A little bit of grabbing going on, but no flag thrown.
Marcellus showed us he has an arm. Well, he loosens up the defense a little bit.
Looked like there was a little habeas grabus going on there on that back end. Clock is stopped with 1:29 left in the first half. Second down at 10. Olson had to kind of bobble that snap. A flag comes in as he's dropped for a 2-yard loss. He did a good job not fumbling that. Almost like caught it in the crook of his arm. Couldn't really get a firm grip on it. But we'll wait and see. This is going to be against Van Buren. Be the first penalty called on Van Buren here. Happens with 1:24 left in the first half. I'm guessing no, it's going to be called on us. Okay, I was speaking in faith. Okay, they declined the penalty. They'll take the 2-yard loss in the down. Okay, 3rd and 12.
I think they ripped off Marcellus' helmet. Coach was complaining about that, but
well, from here it'd be a 47-yard field goal. And Jesus Perez has that range, but you'd like to get a few more yards, if not the first down. And Olson going to check out. Russellville has a number of backup quarterbacks, including Jeremiah Ross Thompson, and he's going to be in on the Wildcat. And it makes me wonder, are we just trying to pick up some yards and then think about the field goal or first down, or what? They're going to start the clock here. Since the penalty was declined, it's just like the running play happened. So the clock is rolling, 1:17 left and 17 seconds on the play clock. Cyclones have no timeouts. 10 seconds to snap it. Ross Thompson out of the Wildcat formation. Man in motion is Perez. Ross Thompson keeps it himself. He's hitting the backfield, kept his footing, put his hand out in order to do so. He'll pick up a yard on the play after being hit in the backfield, and now Van Buren wants to take a timeout. 51 seconds left to play here in the first half. Russellville trailing by a point. We'll take a quick break. This is Cyclone football on the EAB Sports Network.
Timeout, Van Buren.
Did you know that Henderson State University offers a nurturing classroom environment with caring faculty who will invest in your career success? You can learn a lot at Henderson. Come check us out. Visit hsu.edu/getready for additional information. Did you know that Henderson State University offers the only aviation degree in Arkansas? You can learn a lot at Henderson. Come fly with us. Visit hsu.edu/aviation for additional information.
Here's a situation. Russellville has it 4th down and 11. Van Buren calling timeout with 51 seconds left because they're thinking about saving some time for themselves. I'm sure Russellville, whatever they decided to do, would have run the clock down. Late in the first half, Greenwood leading Shiloh Christian 21-18. I wonder what it feels like for the entire state to be pulling for Shiloh Christian, minus those people in South Fort Smith. They got a 70-game winning streak, or 70-game home winning streak, putting it on the line against Shiloh. But they've beaten Shiloh Christian 8 out of 11 times. Russellville looks like they're going for it. They put 2 more seconds on the clock, 53. I don't know if that was by accident or not. Russellville's going to go for it on 4th down. Olsen rolling to his right, looking, and he's going to tuck it and run. He's at 25-20 and pushed out of bounds, and it's close. I think he might be about a yard shy, depending on where they spot it. Needed the 18-yard line. I don't know. I think they're putting him down at the 19. He needed 11. I think he got 10. And it is a turnover on downs. Cyclones almost converted the 4th down. I think at the very least what they did was they ate up quite a bit of time there. They ate up, 7 seconds there.
First down Pointers from the 19.
So the Pointers will take over on downs. They did have to spend a timeout there. So they have 1 remaining. 1st and 10. Empty backfield for Williford. He's going to tuck it and run. Maybe this might be Tristan Ray. He's got some room. Down the left sideline, breaking a tackle there. Drug out of bounds right around the 40-yard line.
Hayden Williford with the run.
That is Williford.
Tackled by Asher Berry.
They give him the 41-yard line, a 22-yard run for Williford.
Ball on the 41.
Yeah, he's staying in there. Empty backfield.
4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's looking left. Delay blitz. They pick it up. They're going to throw it into the bad throw. Came out of his hand kind of funny. The nose of it was down, and it was a good, 10 yards away from the receiver. Almost like he was expecting an end cut that wasn't there. That'll stop the clock with 33 seconds left. 2nd and 10 for Van Buren. They lead Russellville by a point. Three receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Delay blitz, and now Williford's in trouble. Jumped up, he throws it, completes it to Torrey Wilford. Breaks a tackle at midfield, and Russellville going to hang on at the 45-yard line. And Van Buren will use their last timeout here with 24 seconds left in the first half. We're going to keep it right here because we don't want to miss anything. They're using their last timeout. Kind of quick on using that timeout. That kind of surprised me a little bit.
That receiver's wide open. Well, I thought we had him.
Yeah.
I thought we had the quarterback.
Well, we came with a delay blitz right up the middle, and I thought it was Evan Stovall that was chasing after the quarterback. I thought it was 24 there. Kind of hard to see. Greenwood, we said, leading the Saints by a field goal. They're driving. They're at midfield with a little over 2 minutes left in the first half of that game. Southside and Mountain Home, they've started third quarter already. They're tied 8-8. Mountain Home, number 5 in Class 6A. Of course, you got 3 teams in our conference that are in the top 5. Two years ago, Van Buren, Russellville, and Mountain Home were in a 3-way tie for 2 playoff spots, and Russellville lost that by a combined 5 points. I mentioned that a little bit in pregame, didn't go into detail too much, still kind of hurts. First down and 10 for the Pointers after the timeout. at the Cyclone 45-yard line. They're going to take a shot downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Good coverage once again there by Jalen Thompson.
Staying right with the receiver. We had to have that.
Yeah, they went to Philip Steele, who's really kind of been non-existent in this first half. He's got 2 touchdown receptions on the season. Austin Riggs is their main guy. He's all-conference last year with over 600 yards receiving. He does have a touchdown, but it was on a shovel pass. Second down and 10 at the Cyclone 45-yard line, 19 seconds left. Williford throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Russellville does not have an interception this season, but boy, that sure looked like that was.
Stokeball came close.
Yeah, he sure did.
Touched his hands.
I think they were going for Carter Kelly there. Flags in the backfield. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's going to be on Russellville. Personal foul, roughing the passer. All right.
Personal foul.
That's funny. They ripped our quarterback's helmet off. And no flag.
Russellville's been penalized 6 times for 55 yards. And that one hurts because instead of 3rd and 10, it'll be 1st and 10 at the Cyclone 30-yard line. 15 seconds left. You just got to bend but don't break. Their field goal kicker this year, he's 2 of 3. His long this year made was 31. They got an empty backfield. Back to pass. Delay blitz here, and Russellville going to swallow him up. Big sack there by Jackson Booker. And they can't stop the clock. They're trying to hurry. They have it at the 36-yard line, and they try to spike it 1 second left, and they had people off sides. They're going to say they didn't get it off in time. Even though the clock stopped with 1 second left, they did not get it off in time. What a sack there by Jackson Booker. Even if they did snap and spike it, they had a receiver that was 3 yards downfield. So that's how we close the end of the first half. A good stop by the Cyclone defense. Russellville trailing, but just by a point here at the half, 22-21. Coming up, we have a lot of things coming up for you at halftime, so stay tuned. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Treasurer of State John Thurston. Saving for your child's education is so important. We know that putting money aside for college or technical school is tough, but we're here to make it easier. Every drop in the bucket adds up over time. I encourage you to open an Arkansas Brighter Future 529 account for your children or grandchildren today.
To learn more about the Arkansas 529 plan, its investments, objectives, risks, and costs, read the official statement at brighterfuturedirect529.com. Paid for by the Arkansas Section 529 Plan Review Committee.
More students are turning to UA Little Rock because we're leading the way in making college affordable for all Arkansans. With the Pell Grant, the Arkansas Academic Challenge Scholarship, and our half-off scholarship, you can get a college degree without debt. Don't qualify for Pell? No problem. We have options to help you affordably earn a 4-year degree. With scholarships and campus jobs, we're removing barriers for all. That's the Trojan Guarantee. Expect more with UA Little Rock.
Greg Hatcher and his companies are proud supporters of high school football. The Hatcher Agency is the state's largest employee benefits agency, offering outrageous service and voted best insurance agency in Arkansas virtually every year since 2004. Hatcher Capital Investments offers 401k plans and wealth management. Twin City Limousine offers vehicles that are great for weddings. And of course, the popular Scoops homemade ice cream. Greg Hatcher and his companies wish you a successful season.
Bill Wright Autoplex, we want your car. We're giving cash on the spot, no trade necessary. Right now, we are buying local and giving more money than ever for local trades. Plus, while you're here, check out the 0% financing on the 2025 GMC Sierra, or 2.99% for up to 72 months on 2025 Chevrolet Silverado. Bill Wright Autoplex, we want your vehicle and we're willing to pay for it. Bring us your car today and leave with cash in hand. Come see us today at Bill Wright Autoplex, Russellville.
Welcome back. We're at Blakemore Field in Van Buren. Russellville trailing at the half, 22-21. Time for Do You Know Your Cyclone Facts here. It's something we're trying this week. Among Cyclone opponents, here's a question for you. Among Cyclone opponents, Van Buren ranks third most in games played against. Of course, this is the 71st game that the Cyclones have played against Van Buren. What teams are number 1 and number 2? If Russellville's faced Van Buren third most, which two teams take over that top 2 spots? So we'll give you the answer at the end of our halftime show. But if anybody online or listening radio knows that answer, again, we'll get back to you on that one. See if you know that you got it right when I asked you in the pregame.
Yeah, did I win something?
No, just pride.
Oh,
that's it. That's for pride. We're at the half. Russellville trailing 22-21. What's your takeaways from the first half?
Well, we showed we can move the ball against this Pointer defense. One of the best calls I think the Cyclones did was that screen pass to Hallmark. I think that fooled the defense completely, and I don't know if we've seen that in the non-conference game. Maybe we had, but that was a good call on that. We're doing a good job on defense. We're doing a great job on the secondary, staying with the receivers. We're playing tight defense with them. Yeah, there's been a couple of times they've been open, but overall I think our secondary is doing a great job staying with their receivers. I talk about the officials. I really haven't questioned their calls. I've questioned the markings of the ball. They've just made some 16 yards, 6 yards, things like that. But overall, I think the Cyclones is playing a good game.
Yeah, they trail by a point. They got a special teams touchdown, as you said, 2 offensive touchdowns, and got to find a way to move the ball a little bit. We have stats for you that we're still trying to compile a little bit. Do want to give you some scores across our conference, as we do have all the teams playing each other now as we start conference this season. We mentioned that Southside and Mountain Home, they've already started the third quarter. They're tied 8-8. Lake Hamilton, a late first quarter score is the last one we had. They're leading Silent Springs by a score of 14-0. And Russellville's next opponent, they're going to be back at home next week as they take on Greenwood. Greenwood leading Shiloh Christian late in the first half by a score of 21-18. That's about 2 minutes left in the first half. Right here, the Cyclones trailing it 22-21. We're going to take a break, come back, we'll tell you what's going on in Cyclone country around other sports here in the fall. This is Cyclone football on the EAB Sports Network.
It's a great day for football. 2 rivals battling it out for a record-breaking crowd.
They're saying it's $1.5 billion.
Huh?
Wait, that's how much the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised for students since 2009. Because every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps students. They've given more than 822,000 scholarships and counting.
Okay, back to football. 2 rivals.
This is winning, folks. Playing the lottery is a win for students and maybe you too. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
At the University of Arkansas, we're preparing students for the future. With an unbeatable mix of academic excellence, affordable tuition, record scholarship funding for Arkansans, and a proven track record for success after graduation, the Razorback experience delivers value and opportunity at every turn for them and for the communities across our state that they will impact. We're dedicated to Arkansas and improving the lives of Arkansans. That's been our mission since 1871.
Your business is up against a lot of things these days. Inflation costs, workforce issues, federal overreach. The list of things keeping you up at night keeps getting longer. The Arkansas State Chamber Associated Industries of Arkansas is here to help. We are constantly working to improve the business climate and make Arkansas as competitive as possible. The Arkansas State Chamber Associated Industries of Arkansas works tirelessly for your business so you can rest easy. Join us today.
For more than 150 years, Lyon College has offered exceptional opportunities for Arkansas students and launched outstanding careers right here in the Natural State. Now the future is even brighter with the opening of our brand new football stadium on the Batesville campus and our new School of Dental Medicine in Little Rock. From our strong academic reputation and competitive athletics to our beautiful campus, Lyon is dedicated to preparing graduates who make a difference in Arkansas communities. Learn more at lyon.edu. Lyon College, a better world starting in Arkansas.
We all have our traditions, from Friday Night Lights
to Saturday morning hunts. These are the traditions we pass down to the next generation. Now, we might have hung up our cleats a long time ago, but come tomorrow morning, we can still put on our camo and hunter orange, because some traditions last a lifetime. Get your hunting license and enjoy a season of memories, both on the field and in the woods. This message is brought to you by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Hunt natural.
Welcome back. We're at the half. The Cyclones trailing Van Buren by a score of 22-21. And we're going to take a look at this week in Cyclone Country. The volleyball team had a rough week as they lost against Alma 3-1. Lost last night at home against Van Buren 3-0 this coming week. They'll be at Silent Springs on Tuesday. The next home match is not going to be until October 9th. That'll be against Shiloh Christian. It'll be Dig Pink night there October 9th at Cyclone Arena. Tennis, they had senior night last night against Alma with a big win. Remember, they have actually some makeup games coming up. They have Greenwood twice on Tuesday. Van Buren and Siloam will play next Thursday. But Cyclone Tennis is hosting conference this year. They'll be at Arkansas Tech on October 6th and the 7th. If you're not doing anything those days, head out and go over there. Big day tomorrow for Cyclone Cross Country as they will host the Cyclone Invitational tomorrow beginning at 8:30. That is on the campus of Arkansas Tech. Little Rock Classic this past week. The girls won it. The boys took second. In junior high football, we mentioned two big victories. The 8th grade won last night 26-0. Asher Swindle threw for 3 touchdowns. The 9th grade won big for their first victory, 42-8. Levi Peoples, 5 touchdown carries for the Whirlwinds. They'll be at home next week as they take on Searcy. In the Cyclone and Lady Cyclone golf, the Lady Cyclones won the 5A West Conference Championship 4th time in a row. Pretty sweet for them because they were not the preseason favorite this year, but they won it anyway. They'll be playing at State on Tuesday at Ridge Point Country Club in Jonesboro. For the boys, they finished runner-up. Sounds better if you say they tied Morrilton for the top spot, and they did. At the end of the tournament, it was Harrison. Harrison and Russellville Cyclone boys were tied. They had to go to a playoff hole, a sudden death playoff hole, in which Harrison won it, and so they take home the trophy. And Russellville, the runner-up, they'll be playing at the state tournament a week from Wednesday. That'll be at Pine Bluff Country Club, hosted by Whitehall. And that's your look at Cyclone Countries. We're coming to you live from the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. Buying or selling your home has never been easier. Call our friends at Alathus Realty. And time now for our question and answer to the Cyclone trivia question. Among Cyclone opponents, Van Buren ranked 3rd in most games played. What teams are number 1 and number 2? Well, it's Morrilton and Conway. Travis Simpson, I saw online, was the first. That should be illegal. He knows that stuff for him to answer that. But, hey, he's a Cyclone graduate, and he got it right. Morrilton, 95 games, and Conway's number 2 with 91. Think about that. Russellville has not played Conway in a long, long time, and so they were in the 90s early, with Morrilton being played every year, and they're just at 95. But, yeah, Van Buren 3rd, with this being the 71st meeting between the two teams. We're going to take a break, come back with this look in Cyclone history. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Car trouble, big or small, Oscar's Auto Repair does it all. From oil changes to brake work to those tricky transmissions with the weird mechanical issues no one can figure out, the experts at Oscar's have you covered. Stranded? Call Oscar's for fast, dependable towing. Need a replacement vehicle? Ask about their on-site rental cars to get you back on the road in no time. Whatever vehicle issue you're struggling with, remember Oscar's Auto Repair, 1000 East 28th Street, Russellville.
Thinking about buying an RV? Now's the time, and Nice Campers is the place. This family-owned and operated dealership is celebrating the Forest River Great Getaway Sales event happening now. Shop top brands like Tracer, Flagstaff, and Puma with no hidden fees, no pressure, and financing starting at just $99 a month. Visit Nice Campers at 3814 South Arkansas Avenue in Russellville or call 479-229-1499. Browse anytime at nicecampers.com. Nice Campers, family values, unbeatable deals, and adventure-ready RVs.
Some say it's not whether you win or lose, but how you play the game. Maybe. With Right Fiber's 100% fiber internet, you always win. You win with our fastest speeds up to 5 gig. You win with our smart Wi-Fi. You win with our free installation, unlimited data, and local support. Winning with Right Fiber will make you fall in love with gig speed internet. Get Right Fiber. Get gig smitten. Sign up and win at rightfiber.com.
Running a business, a household, or just everyday life can be hectic. The last thing you want to have to think about is banking. At First State Bank, we focus on providing you the financial tools and exceptional service you need so you can focus on what really matters. Whether it's managing your business from the sidelines or making life run a little smoother with convenient and flexible financial solutions, we've got your back. Give back to business and life. We'll take care of the rest. First State Bank.
Welcome back, and we're coming to you live from Blakemore Field in Van Buren. Russellville trailing the Pointers 22-21 at the half. We're at the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. Time for your Cyclone history. During the 2015 season, Russellville was 1-5, coming off a 7-point loss at Little Rock Catholic, and Russellville took on Van Buren and put off a little bit of an upset. Cale Folsom, if you remember him, this was his junior year. The year before, Russellville won state, threw for 204 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jackson Hickey rushed for 81 yards on 12 carries. Van Buren tied the game with 8:05 left. Most people forget that the Pointers had a chance to win it in regulation. They missed a 34-yard field goal. It was blocked by Josiah Woodard. Game would go into overtime. Van Buren got the ball first, scored in 3 plays. Russellville answered in its possession on the first play of overtime with a pass from Folsom to Hickey. Then the Cyclones decided to go for 2, and again it was Folsom on a rollout to Hickey for the 2-point play and the 32-31 win. The Cyclones win 4 of their last 6, including that win. Coach Billy Dawson, his first season, said they have been harping on playing to win and not playing to lose, or playing not to lose, should say. And going for 2, he said, was a no-brainer. I remember him telling him back then, he said it was like a bell going off. It gave them confidence in the offseason. Of course, they would go on to win the state title in 2016. But that 32-31 victory over Van Buren in overtime back in 2015 has been your look in Cyclone history. We give stats of the first half here, go through these, and remember that Van Buren got an extra possession because of the punt return for a touchdown, but the plays actually are dead even. The Pointers have 11 first downs to Russellville's 8. We post this on our Cyclone Booth Facebook page if you want to go check it out yourself. 242 yards for Van Buren, 215 for the Cyclones. Van Buren has 124 through the air, 118 on the ground. Again, pretty balanced. Russellville heavy on the rushing, 157 yards rushing, 58 passing. Let's look at individual. Marcellus Olson has 9 carries for 66 yards. Sam Callahan, 7 carries for 38 and 2 touchdowns. Julius Thompson, 1 carry, but he went for 34 yards to set up a touchdown. Olson has 5 of 7 passing the football for 58 yards. Hibbler has a catch for 33 on that little shovel pass. Hallmark a catch for 11 yards. Hibbler, of course, that punt return of 81 yards for a touchdown, the first score of the game. They give Russellville that 7-0 lead. Russellville led 7. I'm trying to look at the time. 4:51 left in the first quarter, but Van Buren came right back on a 79-yard drive in 6 plays. Williford hit Austin Riggs for a 34-yard touchdown pass. That was on a shovel pass. They took a 14-7 lead when Hayden Christenberry scored from 4 yards out. But Russellville came back and answered with 9 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first half. Sam Callahan, a 1-yard touchdown run. Jesus Perez added the extra point. Van Buren on the ensuing drive only took him 46 seconds, 2 plays, 61 yards, a 58-yard touchdown pass to Torrey Wilford. A 2-point pass play from Tristan Ray to Manning Dotson, the kicker, was good, made it 22-14. The Cyclones scored with just under 5 minutes left in the first half, capping off an 80-yard drive in 7 plays. Callahan, his second rushing touchdown of the night. Russellville kicked the extra point. They trailed by a point, and that's how it stands here at the half. One more thing on the game summary. I know it's one of your favorite things. I always like to look at 3rd and 4th down conversions, so I'll do that here in a second. But the penalties, 6 penalties against the Cyclones for 55 yards and 0 penalties on Van Buren for 0 yards. Turnover margin was huge, though. We did get 1 turnover on that to fumble. That helped us. On 3rd down conversions, not a good look for either team. 1 of 5 for the Cyclones, 1 for 4 for Van Buren. Russellville has gone for it twice on 4th down, and they have not converted. That's a look at your stats from the first half. Once again, we'll post that on our Facebook page. And at the end of the game, we always try to post that and the scoring summary on our Facebook page, too. if you ever want to check it out, not necessarily tonight, but if you want to check it out tomorrow also. We're still at the half. It's homecoming here at Van Buren. They're having an extended halftime. They show 3 minutes left on the clock, but they're going to bring the teams out and give another 3 minutes. So we have a little bit extra time to talk to you about some different things. So what we're going to do is we're going to step away for just a moment. We'll come back. We'll give you some scores from around the Valley and from the 6A West when we come back. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Johnny Storian with a thought from Alathus Realty. With years of experience, knowledge, and a network of relationships, they ensure you'll get the most for your house. So when it comes time to put that property on the market or begin looking for that next dream home you have, don't delay. Call Brent Preddy and the professionals at Alathus Realty Russellville, 968-5668, or check them out, russellvilleliving.com.
Friday night in Arkansas means game day for young men who have been dreaming of this season since elementary school and their coaches who have prepared them. Championships will be won on the gridiron. Some hearts are sure to be broken, but all the athletes will learn valuable life skills about teamwork and hard work. I'm Congressman Bruce Westerman. As a beneficiary of the lessons learned from playing Arkansas high school football, I approve this message. Best wishes to all the players, coaches, and fans.
Paid for by Westerman for Congress.
Family Day at ATU is right around the corner. It's a time-honored tradition that brings students and their families together to cheer on the Wonder Boys. Join us on September 27th in Centennial Plaza for an unforgettable tailgating experience packed with good food and giveaways. Future students and families are invited to come tailgate and tour campus with us. Your game tickets are complimentary. Register and get more information at atu.io/familyday.
Are you working hard to feed your family on a budget? Visit Chicken Mart to get all your Crispitos, pizza sticks, restaurant quality chicken nuggets, strips, wings, and fries all in one stop, and lots of opportunity purchases that are so good they may never come back. Check out Chicken Mart in 2 convenient locations before you go grocery shopping and see what they have for your family. Chicken Mart's been serving the River Valley since 1983 and still going strong. Visit 1808 South Arkansas Avenue or 106 Weir Road in Russellville. Chicken Mart, your chicken and more store.
Welcome back. We're coming to you from the Alathus Realty broadcast booth here at Blakemore Field in Van Buren. And when I say extended halftime, I'm talking extended halftime. They put up 20 minutes. There's 30 seconds left, and we're listening to the first song, just the first song from the marching band of Van Buren. Russellville still, they're already out, and they're in the end zone, but they're going to put up 3 more minutes when Van Buren's done, and they're just starting. So it'll be a little while. Told you we're going to have some scores. We'll look at our conference scores first. In the third quarter, Southside and Mountain Home are tied at 8 at the half. Lake Hamilton hosting Siloam Springs. That's close to a lot of people. Siloam's improved under Coach Lawrich, who was an assistant at Russellville for a few years. Lake Hamilton leading Siloam at the half 23-6, and a halftime score Greenwood hanging on against Shiloh Christian 21-18. At the half, Dardanelle Dover. Should be a blowout, right? Not quite. Dardanelle just up 14-0 at the half. Now, you want to see a blowout. Hector is blowing out Mountain Pine. This is early third quarter score, 45-12. Pottsville traveling to Mena for their conference opener, and Pottsville leading late third quarter by a score of 12-0. And that's the scores that we have from around some River Valley teams. Mo Henry is the head coach for Van Buren. Did mention, and I want to mention again, just in case people say, hey, well, I know that name. Well, yeah, he was a 4-year starter at Arkansas Tech back in 96 to 99. Got a chance to talk to Coach Henry. He graduated from Arkansas after going to Arkansas Tech. He got his degree from there. Started his coaching career at Springdale. Coach for Gus Malzahn, was on that 05 championship team led by Mitch Mustaine, and he was also track coach while at Springdale. But when he went to Shiloh Christian, he was also the baseball coach from 14 to 19, and he won the 4A state championship and finished runner-up for the next 3 years. And so he was pretty successful as a baseball coach. But his love has always been football. He played at Nashville, played in the 4A state championship game for Nashville, lost to Piggott 12-8, scored the only touchdown for Nashville, catching the pass in 95 there from Jared McBride. But he was a 4-sport athlete at Nashville High School, and of course a former Wonder Boy, so we kind of hold a soft spot in our hearts for Coach Henry. And when he got the job here, he'd been an assistant here at Van Buren for a while, and so he got some Russellville ties there. Also, Kevin Elliott, former Cyclone wide receiver, he's on the staff here at Van Buren, so a lot of close ties here with Russellville and Van Buren. We're listening to the Van Buren Pointer Band finish up, and then we'll have the second half for you. And we're going to take a break and come back. Hopefully we'll have the second half for you. Russellville trailing here 22-21 at homecoming in Van Buren. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
At Union Bank in Russellville, we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. We know your name, your story, and we're here to help you write the next chapter. Big banks treat you like a number, we treat you like family. Our Union team is right here with you, local, trusted, and always personal, offering a wide array of accounts designed for your lifestyle and with all the latest digital banking tools. Union Bank. Come see us downtown in the 500 building. Jason McGee and Jeff Smith are rooted in Russellville and focused on you. Union Bank. Member FDIC.
Why trust River Valley Tinting and Glass? Well, River Valley Tinting and Glass is a family-owned business, and they take care of their customers like family too. So remember, your local auto, residential, and commercial glass and tinting company, River Valley Tinting and Glass. Check out their work on Facebook or call 890-5839 to get an estimate. Or you could always come by 2202 East 2nd Street to see all they can do for you. From a business you can trust, River Valley Tinting and Glass.
It's John here at Huntington Learning Center in Russellville, and I'm excited to share how we're making a real difference for families right here in the River Valley. Parents are saying things to us like, my child is finally excited to learn again. Whether your student needs to catch up, stay sharp, or boost a good ACT score even higher, Huntington's personalized programs can help them thrive.
Call Huntington Learning Center at 1-800-CAN-LEARN or visit huntingtonhelps.com today.
Back at the Farmers Co-op, and Mike Apple's along with us. Mike, whenever we're thinking about the Farmers Co-op, it's that variety that people love and the great selection that they'll find at their local co-op, East Main Russellville, also in Danville.
That's true. We have all the items for the farm and ranch, but we also have lawn and garden, pet supplies, just a very wide variety of products.
The Farmers Co-op in Russellville, exit 84 off Interstate 40, East Main, Russellville, also in Danville.
Welcome back, and the Pointer Band literally ran off the field, and they did not give 3 extra minutes. The officials say, nope, let's go. Tommy Kraft is ready to start the second half, and so Van Buren will be kicking off. The Cyclones trailing by a point, 22-21. It's the Alathus Realty broadcast booth here at Blakemore Field in Van Buren, right across from their elementary school here. But really nice facilities here at Van Buren. Dotson will kick off, and it's going to hit at the goal line. I was kind of hoping that was going to go out of bounds in the corner, but Russellville will take over at the 20-yard line. Cindy Williams told us that we got a score from Greenbrier and Morrilton. Greenbrier leading 25-7. You know, Enoch Hassan, that great running back, he's had, 3 games where he's been over 300 yards rushing? 2 games, something like that, because he ran for over 300 yards against Van Buren. Russellville held him in check, under 100 yards. But that guy, I know he's being heavily recruited by UCA. I don't know if they've offered him, but he's got a bunch of offers from other places, too. And I'm glad if we play him next year, we won't have to see him. It's, even with Russellville holding him in check, he's been tough to deal with. As we start the second half, Cyclones trail by a point, having their offense out on the field. Marcellus Olsen with a low snap, looking left. He's going to take a shot. He's got man-on-man coverage, and it's going to be incomplete there. He was trying to go on that far side to Julius Thompson, and a little bit of grabbing going on over there, but no flag.
Yeah, it looked like they had his right arm pulled back.
It looked like he was trying to push off and kind of shake that. Julius has been targeted 3 times. He's got 1 catch just for 2 yards. And now wide left was Jesus Perez, but I think that's just to get the play, and he'll come and be the receiver on our side as they line up 2 over here and 0 over there. Bring a man in motion. That's JRT. He'll circle back around and head back to the right side. Olsen going to turn and Hand the ball off to Callahan, straight up the middle, and he regains his feet, and it's a foot race. He's at midfield at the 40. He's at the 30, 25, 20. He's going to take it the distance, 80 yards for Sam Callahan, his third rushing touchdown of the night, and the Cyclones have the lead.
Did some fancy footwork there at the line of scrimmage, but once he got in the open in that secondary, no one was going to catch him.
80 yards. That's not his longest run from scrimmage his career. Remember, he had a 94-yarder where he was tackled at the 1-yard line last year. But that one, his longest touchdown run of his career, and his third one tonight. 2 is the most he'd ever scored. That was earlier tonight. He's got 3, and Russellville leading by 27-22, and look like they're going to line up for the extra point here. 80 yards in 2 plays, all on that run by Callahan, who's over 100 yards rushing now, 118 yards on 8 carries. The extra point by Jesus Perez is good. The Cyclones lead at 28-22. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
The folks at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air want to take a moment to not only thank you for your business, but also the opportunity to work for you and give your family whole house comfort. Every kind word that you've put online and personal recommendation to your friends and family is appreciated. And customers like you are not only vital to their business, but vital to making our community as great as it is. From their family to yours, thank you from Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
Welcome back. The Cyclones go 80 yards in just 2 plays, 19 seconds. Sam Callahan, an 80-yard touchdown run. Perez adding the extra point. Russellville leading 28-22. That's the way these games are with Russellville and Van Buren. And always tight, always competitive, it seems like. And Coach Wheeler's has said he's beaten them 3 out of the last 4 times. And taking the lead there. And this crowd is dead silent. Yeah.
Open up the second half, especially when you get the ball in the second half. 2 plays they scored. That's what you want to do, score in that first series of the second half. And that's what the Cyclones have done.
Yeah, I think Lou Holtz, didn't he say the first 5 minutes, first drive of the third quarter is always so important, setting the tone after coming out and everybody making their adjustments. Jesus Perez will kick this one off, and this one is going to be returned as it's fielded at the 7-yard line. Take it towards the middle across the 20. Marigil is going to hit him, and then Bartlett. No, that's Booker there on the stop. I saw a flag fly on the far side. Are we going to get our first penalty on Van Buren? We'll have to wait and see. I think we might actually get that penalty on Van Buren.
No, I don't think so.
Well, they mark him down at the 29-yard line, I believe.
We're not moving back.
And holding against Van Buren.
Wow.
There you go. Now, the third quarter is when it finally happens. They get their penalty called on the Pointers. First one of the night. Put them down at the 19-yard line. So 10-yard penalty.
First down Pointers from the 19.
And that's where the Pointers will start at their own 19-yard line. 1st and 10. Not a conventional 2-quarterback system like you see most time where one's strictly a runner, one's a passer, but Williford will start the second half. Sometimes it's tough to tell, 8 and 6, so they'll hand it off to Christenberry. Boy, took a big lick there right at the 20 after the 1-yard gain. And Evan Stovall, boy, he's really played a good game.
Boy, he stopped him in his tracks, didn't he? Just long enough for a couple of other Cyclones to get there and take him down, but that's a great shot by Stovall.
When I see a pointer down immediately, I thought maybe that's Christenberry because of the shot he took, but I think this might be a lineman for Van Buren that's down right now, and so we're going to have an injury timeout. We'll take a break. The Cyclones leading it over Van Buren 28-22. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Ready to shape your future? At Arkansas Beauty College, a career in cosmetology means your success is in your hands. And with their hands-on ACCSC accredited programs, you'll have the skills and confidence to build a thriving beauty business. Plus, with financial aid available to those who qualify, your dreams are closer than ever. Imagine a future where your earnings grow with every new client you build. It's never too late to start your new career. Call Arkansas Beauty College at 968-3075 today.
Back here at the Lathis Realty broadcast booth, it is left tackle Jensen Hill, number 60, the man down. He's sitting up, but that's it. 6', 250 junior there. I saw a 6 earlier, and I thought it was their center, Johnny Ziaxamfu, who's actually a 4-year starter. Started as a freshman there at center, but no, it is number 60. Again, sometimes that hunter green on the black is really hard to see, but player down. Now, he's sitting up, but he's been sitting up for a while. Now he's getting to his feet. We have the injury timeout. On that play, it was a run by Christenberry, picking up a yard. He's got 73 yards on 13 carries and a touchdown. Russellville has not really stopped him, and I should add an extra yard because they gave him forward progress to the 21. I don't think he got the 21, but it was 2nd down and 8 as they will run their offense back out on the field.
2nd down and 8 from the 21.
Cyclones moving things around, and Ethan Haney, very versatile player. He'll jump out, not really outside linebacker, covering the slot. He might be blitzing from there or playing some sort of zone. We'll see. They'll bring a man in motion. Haney creeping up. Back to pass. He's covering the flat. Delayed blitz, and they're going to have to roll the pocket. Williford will chunk it out of bounds over there on the Cyclone side as they throw it away. Russellville has had good coverage. I mean, we say they've struggled stopping the run, but we have to say they've done a really good job of a lot of these what you would call coverage sacks if we could, make that final hit and bring down the quarterback. He's had a lot of time at times, but he hasn't found many people wide open, only on that big touchdown pass. Everything else has been tough to come by for Van Buren. They only have 124 yards passing. Back to pass is Williford. He's going to take a shot here. He's got a man wide open, just as I complimented him. And that guy was wide open, a missed assignment there, and they'll get into Cyclone territory. It doesn't go for a touchdown as Hibbler responds and comes down there to make the stop, but they'll get it to the 43-yard line. They just sort of forgot about him. I think that was Kelly that had the reception, but my goodness, all the way to the Cyclone 43 and pick up a 36 yards. Now a screen pass, and this is complete to Riggs. He's got an opening here down the left sideline, being chased by Hibbler, and Hibbler going to grab him and drag him down inside the 10.
Austin Riggs.
And Riggs, he's their best wide receiver. They're going quick again as he gets down to the 8-yard line. He's got offers from Evangel College and also Henderson State. All conference last year. He averages 166 yards a game receiving. He's got 69 tonight on 2 catches. Does have a touchdown, but that was on a shovel pass, and that was a screen there. Quarterback's going to keep it here, running behind his O-line. He's inside the 5 and going to be tackled there at the 3. Ray coming in to run that play. Picks up 5 yards, and the Pointers with a big player of their own there, in which they got to Carter Kelly, and they flipped the field a little bit, looking to score here. Yeah, it's 2nd down and go, and slip through there and get a yard to the 2. They're going fast with the hurry up. They do this after big plays, and inside the 10 here, they've done it here. Now they're slowing down just a little bit, not huddling, but they're getting the play call. It's 3rd and go. I'm sure they're saying, okay, wait, we got to make sure we get the right play that we want in here. Russellville leading by 6, trying to stop Van Buren from tying this game. Christenberry back in there at running back. Ray, they're going to keep it with him, and Russellville sniffed it out, but they're not able. They hit him at the 1, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. They knew it was coming. They had it, but they just couldn't make the tackle, and Tristan Ray scores for his first touchdown tonight, and we're all tied at 28. They've done this swinging gate after each touchdown and actually ran it once. They're not even going to attempt that here. They're going to say, hey, we're kicking the extra point. Forget that. We know we'll have the lead if we can make this. And Manning Dotson has missed 2 this year, but he hasn't missed 1 tonight. And this one is good. 29-28, Van Buren with the lead. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Arkansas, tire and auto service. We're more than just tires. Consistent, responsive, honest and fair. What makes us different? We're the ones who care. Trust our experience to know what you need. Professional and fast, see what we mean. Arkansas, tire and auto service. We're more than just tires.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, 2304 East Main, Russellville.
I have to correct myself. Rick Elliott telling me, I guess I said Kevin. I meant Chris Elliott was the assistant coach, and I guess sometimes my brain gets ahead of my mouth there, or I guess vice versa. Mouth gets ahead of my brain. But can I call them bad guys tonight, at least for tonight? Van Buren with the 29-28 lead after that touchdown. They'll kick it into the end zone, and the Cyclones will take over at the 20 after the touchdown there. Tristan Ray scoring from 2 yards out, but that was a 71-yard drive in 7 plays. 2 minutes off the clock is all it took. They answer. Dotson's extra point has given them a 1-point lead, and it's that 2-point conversion. That's the difference right now. 9:41 left to play here in the third quarter. Plenty of time, and if you took the over, you might be sitting okay right now, because if this keeps going, we've got 57 points scored already, but it's still not the most that Van Buren's had in a game this year. They had one that was over 80 with their game against Springdale. Olsen going to roll out after the play action on first down, tosses it. It's completed catch to Thompson. He's got the first down and slung down at the 32-yard line.
Good pass and a good catch and a run afterwards.
Yeah, 11 yards on the pickup there to Juju Thompson. Only had 2 catches coming into tonight. He's got 2 tonight.
That offensive line did a good job breaking to the left. Whole defense went that way, and Marcellus came back out to the right.
Yeah, Thompson there, 11 yards on that pickup, gives the Cyclones a first down. Low snap. They're going to hand it off to Callahan. He had the big run earlier in the the beginning of the second half. He'll carry here for 5 yards to the 36.
Good opening on that right side.
He's got 9 carries for 123 yards. He's going to help his career total coming into tonight. Had 348 and 2 touchdowns. He's got 3 touchdowns tonight. Thompson will check out of the game, and Parker Jackson in, and he's going to go back, be the wide receiver out there on 2nd down and 5. Play clock at 13. Russellville doesn't really want to use a timeout here. They had to use 2 in the first half to stop delay of games. Empty backfield here. And Olsen going to keep it himself. He's got the first down across the 40. He's angling toward the sideline on the right side. He's at the 40, 35, 30. He's at the, before he gets to the 20, he'll step out of bounds. Smart play. When he's been injured a couple times this year, you don't want him taking unnecessary hits. I know people say, well, you got to be tough. Well, yeah, but when you're the quarterback, true quarterback there, you got to be smart. And he was smart. He knew he wasn't going to make it. They mark him out of bounds at the 25. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And he's over 100 yards rushing tonight.
Well, when he got to that defensive line, he just stopped on a dime.
Yeah.
The defense kept moving, and he broke to the open, and it was gone.
You know, and he's battling injury, too, because he's had his ankle taped up quite a bit and fighting through that. And you can see when he's walking around, he'll hobble on it a little bit, but when the play starts, adrenaline kicks in. He gets it 1st and 10 for the Cyclones at the 25-yard line. They'll give it to Callahan, just not much there, and he's going to make something out of nothing as he picks up a yard.
Callahan showed a lot of patience staying behind his offensive line there, just hoping to get an opening, and got enough to pick up a yard and a half.
The Cyclones back at home next week as they host Greenwood. 3 weeks from tonight, be homecoming as Russellville will host Shiloh Christian. And those 2 teams playing tonight, we're trying to monitor that as best we can. So we'll be giving you a scoring update here in just a moment. Well, we might do it here since Russellville taking their time. Now they're lining up on 2nd down and 9 at the pointer 24-yard line. Callahan going to be slung down for no gain on this play. It'll bring up 3rd down and long. Whenever it's 3rd and long, I start thinking, okay, if it's a field goal from here, and it would be a 41-yarder, that would not be the career high for Jesus Perez. Greenwood has scored, and they open up a 10-point lead on Shiloh Christian midway through the 3rd quarter, 28-18. Olsen, a low snap. He'll hand this one off to Callahan, trying that left side. Cuts back. He picks up a block. He picks up the first down and the touchdown. 4 touchdowns rushing tonight for Sam Callahan, and Russellville takes back the lead.
Man, going to that left side, I don't even think a defensive man had a hand on him. When he got to the outside, he was gone. Nobody was close to him.
And that one goes for 24 yards for Sam Callahan, and Russellville up 34-29. Cyclones looking to see if they get the look they want to try to go for two. They may be going for it here. No, they're going to change it. They got 13 seconds on the play clock and shifting around for Jesus Perez. 5 seconds to snap it. It's up, and it's true. 35-29, Cyclones lead it. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Still around Autoplex, we want your car. We're giving cash on the spot, no trade necessary. Right now, we are buying local and giving more money than ever for local trades. Plus, while you're here, check out the 0% financing on the 2025 GMC Sierra, or 2.99% for up to 72 months on 2025 Chevrolet Silverado. Silverado Autoplex, we want your vehicle and we're willing to pay for it. Bring us your car today and leave with cash in hand. Come see us today at Silverado Autoplex, Russellville.
KCJC Dardanelle, Russellville.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
River Country. KCJC, an EAB Media Group radio station.
Welcome back. This is the Lathis Realty broadcast booth here at Van Buren and Russellville with a 35-29 lead. Cyclones go 80 yards in 6 plays in 2 minutes and 52 seconds is what it took. Callahan, a 24-yard touchdown run. The extra point by Jesus Perez is good, and Russellville leading by 6. 6:49 left to play here in the third quarter. And Sam Callahan, 4 touchdowns rushing, had 2 for his career coming into tonight, and he's got 4 in this game. And what can you say also about that offensive line?
Doing a great job.
Yeah. I mean, Russellville, 306 yards rushing. And everybody kind of expects Russellville to run the football. The other team knows you're going to do it, and you're still making the holes. There's the kick. It's going to be returnable as it's fielded at the 8-yard line. Across the 15, 20. Big hit, and the ball's on the turf, but scooped up there by Van Buren. What a hit. And I tell you, Blaine Pruitt, from the very beginning, has been taking licks like that. And that one he fumbled, but they were able to fall on it.
First down from the 18.
Goodness gracious. That's at least 3 that he's taken, big hits he's taken.
We need to hold them in this series right here.
Almost the second turnover of the game. 46. Running this way, and they're going to get back the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. I don't know who 46 is. We don't have one on the roster. If he's the one that made the hit. Maybe 45. Okay, if it's that would be up Booker's alley there. 43 Bartlett. He's the one that introduced himself on the opening kickoff. Christenberry carries for no gain, and they're going to give him a yard to the 19, so second down and 9. Back to pass, throwing on the slant is complete to the 25. They got the first down and a whole lot more as they broke a tackle at the 35 across midfield, cutting back at the 40, weaving his way, still on his feet is Riggs. He's dragging tacklers everywhere. He gets inside the 25-yard line. Good grief.
Well, instead of putting arms around him and bringing him down, we were trying to bump him and knock him down. You can't do that to a runner like that.
That goes for 58 yards on that play. And, again, just like, a little 7-yard pass goes for 58 and flips the field as they have it at the Cyclone 23-yard line. Hand off to Christenberry, trying left side, and he'll be tackled inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Jerron Brown with a stop after the 4-yard pickup there by Christenberry. And I'm checking to see Austin Riggs on that catch. Again, I keep saying he's all conference, and he is. That was a little bit more traditional reception that he had, not a screen pass or shovel pass. They have second down and 6 after this. Thought I heard a whistle, but it just must have been something in the stands. Christenberry will take it left side. He has enough for the first down. Russellville complaining for a holding penalty that they're not getting called. One of the players got up and said, hey, my jersey's being grabbed. 13 yards on the pickup there. First and goal for the Pointers. 5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. They have it first and goal. Christenberry will take this one right side. He's going to be, puts his hand forward. Van Buren signaling touchdown, but nobody else signaling touchdown. And now the White Hat signals touchdown. I didn't see, there's nobody on the goal line saying touchdown. The White Hat signaled touchdown. And so they'll get it. Nobody was celebrating. Nobody knew. So Christenberry does get credit for the score, his second rushing touchdown tonight. He's got 98 yards on 17 carries. Picks it up from 6 yards there, and we're tied once again, 35-35. And again, that 2-point play looming huge. Maybe we get a block here. We've been close a couple times, and Russellville jumps off sides. That's the second time we've jumped off sides on the extra point. And both times they've declined it. I'd like to see him go for two, maybe give us a chance to stop it, but I think they're not going to take the bait. They say, no, the extra point gives us the lead. So both times they've declined the extra point, or the penalty on the extra point. And boy, Russellville got close on that one coming up the middle, and he missed it wide left. And they're saying it's good. It's wrong. Okay, I don't know if somebody got a piece. I don't think he might have got a piece of it, but they might have deflected it. They at least bothered him enough. Ethan Haney was through there right up the middle. Russellville celebrated from the get-go, they knew. And so, I don't know if it's blocked or not, but either way, they missed the extra point, and we're tied at 35. That's huge. That's huge.
I don't know if he touched it or not. It didn't look like he did, but boy, he was right there in the kicker's face.
We're going to keep it right here, Stephen, because we don't want to miss any of the action here. And they're already getting ready for the kickoff. We're tied at 35. That was big because they had the 1-point lead because of the 2-point play that they ran. And Manning Dotson, officially, that's his third miss on the season. He's missed 3 in 4 games, and only one game has he not missed one. And that was against Greenbrier. He'll kick off here. They've actually changed kickers, and they're going to get this one, and this is going to be returnable as Sam Callahan will take it at the 4-yard line across the 20, 25, dragging a tackler. They're still on his feet and slung down at the 35. He carried that tackler for almost 9 yards.
That was a line drive kick, so the Pointers just couldn't get down there in time to meet Callahan. He gained some yards before he ever got touched.
And they'll put him down at the 35-yard line, so a 31-yard return for Callahan. And he's got 4 touchdowns, and Samario Hibbler, the 81-yard punt return for a touchdown. Russellville making some plays. 2 weeks ago, really struggled, did not put up any points, less than 30 yards offense. They have answered the bell here tonight. And they're tied with Van Buren 35-35. 71st meeting between these two teams. The Cyclones have it at their own 35-yard line. Brown in motion, sets up, and they're going to take the handoff man, and so Marcellus is going to pull it there, and he's off to the races on the left side, angling toward out of bounds, picks up the first down as he gets 14 yards. I don't know if that was a read option, but if it was, he made the right read.
Boy, Callahan got nailed.
Yeah. You know, you always hear hit the quarterback and he hands it off. It was reversed. They went and hit Callahan, and Marcellus pulled it and kept it for 14 yards. He has 119 yards on 11 carries. That's pretty impressive when you figure he's had a couple sacks coming off of that. They give him midfield, so officially a 15-yard pickup. 390 yards of offense for Russellville, 405 for Van Buren. Everything pretty close to being even the first downs. That's 13 for Russellville. Van Buren has 15. There's a handoff to Callahan. He tried left side. Now he's going to deliver some punishment there as he'll pick up 5 yards into Van Buren territory. And remember, we're neck and neck with them yardage-wise, and they've had one more possession than us because of the punt return for a touchdown. 2nd down and 6, nearing the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. this game lasting a long time. Usually we're done by about 9:30. This one, we're going to bleed into the scoreboard show. How about you, Steven? 2nd down and 6. They'll fake the handoff to Callahan. Marcellus Olsen rolling to his left. He'll decide to throw it, and it's incomplete. A shoe came off of Hallmark, I believe. Or was that a Van Buren? No, a Van Buren player with the shoe off. That's Jace Ponder, and he's hobbling a little bit, but he's going to stay in the game. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. Russellville needs the 40-yard line for a first down. Olsen 6 of 10 for 69 yards. That's the second time Hallmark has been targeted. He has a catch for 11 on that screen pass earlier in the game. Well, Van Buren flinched on the hard count but did not jump in the neutral zone. Play clock at 7. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Cyclones need to get this off, and now we're going to get a timeout called by the Cyclones. Here with 3:52 left to play in the third quarter, we're tied at 35. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Well, folks, summer's here, and it's already hotter than a billy goat at a pepper patch. But don't you fret. Beat the summer heat with a sweet treat from Gene's Simple Treats. Whether you want cupcakes, cookies, brownies, and yes, sir, even sugar-free, gluten-free, and keto-friendly goodies, Gene's has treats that can't be beat. And gee whiz, Gene's now has handmade ice cream in classic summertime flavors. So swing on by Parkway Drive next to Stovies and treat yourself the old-fashioned way at Gene's Simple Treats.
Welcome back to the Alathus Realty broadcast booth here in Van Buren. We're tied at 35 in Russellville. Using a timeout, you don't really want to use one in the third quarter, but this is a big key moment in this game, I think. You got 3rd and 6, and you on Van Buren's side, you really like to keep this drive going. Looking at trying to check in with Greenwood and Shiloh Christian. Russellville will play Greenwood next week, hosting them at Cyclone Stadium. Number 1 and number 2 in 6A doing battle tonight. And still a 10-point lead for the Bulldogs with 37 seconds left to play in the third quarter, 28-18. Greenwood's had 2 close calls, and one was a bad call in their favor that helped them seal the deal against Bentonville West. Back to our action, 3rd and 6 for the Cyclones. Olsen going to hand it off to Callahan, trying left side, and he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Boy, you didn't want that. You'd like to clear cut. What are we going to do here? If you pick up some yards, you're going to go for it. If you push back a little bit, maybe say, okay, we'll punt. Now it's decision time for Coach Wheeler and the Cyclones at 4th and 6.
I think he tried to punt it, try to get them back down there on their end of the field.
Russellville's punted twice tonight, averaging 28 yards. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
They're 0 for 2 on 4th down conversions. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Van Buren jumped, but not in the neutral zone, and now they're going to shift around, and they are going to punt the football away, or at least looks like a little pooch kick of Van Buren. Nobody back. This one may roll for a while. Jesus kicks this one end over end to help it bounce a little bit. It hits at the 13, takes a Cyclone bounce and going to be downed inside the 1-yard line. No, they're going to say it's a touchback. If the ball crosses the plane, that's what they say, so a touchback. Boy, you just got almost inside the 1, but Van Buren will have it at the 20. Boy, that would have been interesting.
Wouldn't it?
You know, as much as we've been able to blitz and have some success, I would like to see what would have happened, what both teams would have done had they had the ball inside the 1. But tie game here. The Van Buren Pointers have it at their own 20. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Williford, pump fake, and being chased out of the pocket. He'll fling it now forward, and it's going to be incomplete. He threw it over the head of his intended wide receiver. If he throws that lower, Russellville has a pick 6. He was going for Austin Riggs, but that was a really bad decision and a bad pass, but good for them. 2nd down and 10. Williford 7 of 16, only completed 7 passes, but they've gone for 253 yards. Now, he's been helped out on a screen pass and a shovel pass that's gone for big gain, but still, that's not bad. And Riggs, there they went to. He's got 127 yards receiving. They're looking for him again. Back to pass. Plenty of time. He's going to scramble out of the pocket, and he'll slide at the 25-yard line. Oh, they're going to give him the 26. You're supposed to be down when you start your slide, and they're giving to him at the end of the slide. Put him at the 26-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 4. Hayden Williford, the junior, has 4 carries for 32 yards. And I think only one time tonight has he had a designed quarterback run. The other 3 have been scrambles. Williford directing Christenberry, moved him over to his right, now back to his left. 16 seconds on the play clock. Back to pass. Williford, the blitz. He's hit as he throws, and he chunks this one. And we have a flag down. Now the receiver stepped out of bounds. The official threw his hat. Means he stepped out of bounds, and then he threw the flag. You can't pass interference a guy that's out of bounds, right? He threw his hat first, and then he threw the flag, and he's calling pass interference against the Cyclones.
How can you do that?
Yeah, I don't think that's possible. We're going to highlight that play there. But it's going to be pass interference against the Cyclones. We hope it's at least 15 yards. Remember, we had the 17-yard holding penalty, and it is a first down. They convert the third down because of the penalty.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought if a receiver goes out of bounds, he's ineligible and you can't pass interference against him, but we did. 1st and 10 for Van Buren. Back to pass, plenty of time now. Pump fake and pocket collapsing. He rolls to his right, throwing. It's completed pass there to Riggs, and he's going to be hit at the 45. Flag. Yeah, see it over here on the near side, but the action's on the far side as he gets inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. We'll have to check the flag over on this side. And it's going to be against Russellville. They're going to talk to the Van Buren staff. There's a player down for the Cyclones over on that far side. Flag away from the play. And they're going to put the ball down to the Cyclone 43. It's a holding penalty against the Cyclones. It'll be declined because 16 yards is the pass play, and that's more than 10. The Cyclone, I don't know who it is on the far side, but they were holding his leg up, and generally I thought that meant cramps, but there's a lot of people over there, and I'm hoping that it's not that serious. It's Lane Chisholm, the junior, is the player down. I had Lane in class when he was 8th grade. He's a good kid. I'm hoping everything's okay with him. And the Van Buren trainers are also out there. When we set back, it'll be 1st and 10 for Van Buren at the Cyclone 43-yard line with 1:55 left to play here in the third quarter. This may be the longest game played tonight as we have nearing, 9:15, and we're still in the third quarter. I don't think it's a cramp. Greenwood leading Shiloh Christian by 10, and they're inside the 10-yard line, so they may be getting close to putting that one away. Again, the Cyclones will play Greenwood next week. Russellville trails the series with the Bulldogs. They've won 6 times, lost 15. Russellville actually, as they won 6 games, they won the first 5 games between them and Greenwood from 1943 to 1983. Greenwood won the next 6, and then the last time Russellville won was in 2016. It was the 6A state championship game. Cyclones had lost earlier that season, very close, 3-point loss at Greenwood, 21-18, and they blew Greenwood out in the War Memorial Stadium later that year for the title, 37-23. I wonder if they're going to be cringing a little bit when they see Ryan Talley on the sideline for the Cyclones and remembering what he did in that game. Lane Chisholm is being helped off the field for the Cyclones. After the 16-yard pickup, it'll be 1st and 10 for Van Buren. That was the first catch of the night for Philip Steele. After being targeted 3 times, Williford, their quarterback's thrown for 269 yards. 1:55 left to play here in the third, and a tie game in Van Buren in Cyclone territory. Helped out by a penalty on a pass interference off a receiver that had run out of bounds. And we know he ran out of bounds because the official threw his hat on that play. They're going to hand off to Christenberry, and nothing going. In fact, he lost a yard on the play. Good to see us get that surge and close that door quickly.
Boy, they did. That was a good tackle defense there.
It pushes him back to 97 yards on 18 carries. 2nd down and 11 after a loss of 1. But I think that's the first time he's carried for negative yards since the first quarter. Three receivers to the left, one to the short side of the field to the right. Williford back to pass. He flushed out of the pocket here, running left side. He's going to heave it downfield. It's a wounded duck. This might be intercepted, tipped and incomplete. 2 Cyclones were going for it, and then Van Buren player was playing defense there. Hibbler and Matthew Mergiel. That was a good chance to pick up the defense's first interception, but it just gets knocked out of bounds, incomplete. I can say that they played defense on that, but I think the 2 Cyclones going for it actually defended each other on that play. 1 minute, 2 seconds left to play here in the third. 3rd down and 11 for the Pointers. They go with a 2-by-2 look. Williford, they pick up the blitz here. He'll throw it across the middle, wide open, completed pass. They've got the first down at the 30-yard line. That's Austin Riggs. Well, he just catches everything. He was quiet for the first quarter and a half. Since then, all he has is 127 yards receiving.
First down.
First down for them at the 30-yard line of Russellville. 34 seconds left in the third. Screen pass, it's going to be incomplete. Oh, they say I thought he dropped it.
It looked like he did.
He sure did, but they're giving a completed catch for a yard. Looked like it bounced off the turf. But a 1-yard pickup for them. And I tell you, that one kind of floated out there. That one had interception written all over it. And 10 seconds left. They're going to let the clock run out, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. We'll take a break. Van Buren inside the 30-yard line of Russellville, but we're all tied at 35. 1 more quarter to go. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Russellville School District has opportunities for you. Russellville School District currently has openings for custodial positions. Shifts are 2 in the afternoon until 10 p.m. Monday through Friday with an 11-month contract. This position has benefits, paid sick time, personal time, and retirement plans included. Insurance is offered. Russellville School District, achieving excellence together. Call 968-1306 or visit rsdk12.net to apply online and join the team.
Since 1971, Sorrell's Body Shop's top priority has been customer satisfaction. The folks at Sorrell's get the job done right by providing their customers state-of-the-art equipment and highly skilled professional service technicians. The mission at Sorrell's is to deliver the most professional, ethical, highest quality service while giving back to their community every day. Sorrell's Body Shop, proudly supporting the Russellville school system. Go Cyclones.
Sorry about that, Stephen. We thought we had a 60 to get something to drink here. As we back to action here, 2nd and 9 as we start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 9 for them, and Russellville is going to take the quarterback down. I don't know if officially a sack or not. He was rolling out to his left looking downfield. We got him right at the sticks. I think it's a gain of 0, or they're going to say loss of 1. Loss of 1. Looks like they put him back at the 30-yard line, so officially a sack because he did not take off and run. So 3rd and 10. For Van Buren. We're tied 35-35 as we just started the fourth quarter here at Van Buren in the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. And Van Buren may be in 4-down territory if they don't pick up any yards. Their longest field goal made of the season has been 31 yards. That's inside the 20. Williford rolling out to his right, completed pass to Wilford. He's got the first down as he takes a lick at the 20-yard line, spun forward for a couple extra yards. I think they're marking him at the 18-yard line, which would have been a 12-yard pickup. And they have found some openings in the middle area at times, just sitting in that window on some big key catches, and that was a big key one there. 4 catches now for Torrey Wilford, and he's over 100 yards receiving. As Hayden Williford, the quarterback's only 4 yards away from throwing for over 300 yards. He threw for 384 against Springdale this year. They're going to get positive yards on first down, big positive yards down to the 11 as Christenberry carries. They're going to go with the ground game, and maybe we could rip it free as he has 3 fumbles on the season. Yeah, Williford threw for 202 against Alman, 384 against Springdale. Second down and 3. They'll give it to Christenberry again, running to the right side, and he's going to be taken down there for a loss. And I think that was Max Mitchell? Yeah, Max Mitchell grabbed his jersey, would not let him go. Good job, Max. That'll bring up third down as he'll lose a yard back to the 12, 3rd and 4. We're all tied at 35, 10 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the game. Williford back to pass, delayed blitz from the outside. They're going to throw it to the end zone. They got a man wide open for the touchdown.
We just couldn't stay up with him. He ran away from our defender.
Yeah, and I think that was Austin Riggs. Now there's a flag inside the 5-yard line. There's a holding against Russellville. Well, they'll decline that, obviously. That's the 4th penalty. They declined 4 penalties against Russellville. And still, we've been penalized 7 times for 70 yards. Van Buren penalized 1 time for 10 yards.
Boy, they're playing a perfect game.
They are. We'll wait for the extra point here with 10:09 left to play in the ball game. Van Buren with the lead. They missed the last extra point. They kicked that one through. 42-35, Van Buren with a 7-point lead. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Twist the throttle, tame the trails, power through tough jobs. Honda's Ride Red Summer Sales Event is your chance to bring it home. And it's all happening now at Honda of Russellville. Explore Honda's rugged and reliable ATVs and side-by-sides, legendary street bikes, and full line of dependable off-road and adventure bikes. Hurry to Honda of Russellville at 220 Lakefront Drive in Russellville today and save big on your dream Honda through September 30th. For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side vents and doors when operating a side-by-side. Honda powers most vehicles are for riders 16 and older.
Welcome back to the Lathis Realty broadcast booth here. Van Buren leading Russellville 42-35. The Pointers, their longest scoring drive time-wise, 4 minutes and 47 seconds. They go 80 yards in 12 plays, helped out by a penalty that converted the 3rd down on the pass interference, with the official threw his hat because the receiver went out of bounds, and then he threw a flag, defensive pass interference against Russellville. May be wrong on that. I don't think he could do that. They complete the 12-yard touchdown pass eventually. Dotson kicked the extra point. They lead it by a score of 42-35. Here's the kickoff, and it's going to go into the end zone for the touchback. Russellville will have it at their own 20-yard line. 10 minutes, 9 seconds left to play in the game. Cyclones trailing by 7. Russellville's trailed by as many as 8. They've led by 7. It's been back and forth.
Well, we need to stay with our game plan and just take our time, move down the field and score. Don't get into where you think you've got to score very quickly, but just keep moving the ball.
Hot Springs defeats Little Rock Parkview 23-20. Is that a misprint? That's an upset at War Memorial Stadium tonight. Greenwood's opened it up on Shiloh Christian, leading 35-18 now. They're our next opponent. Cyclones 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line, trailing by 7, and here comes the blitz. Olsen going to roll out. He's going to be hit from behind, but driven forward, picks up a couple yards on the play. Even blitzing, he's able to get around and pick up some positive yards. 122 yards rushing for Marcellus on 12 carries. Clock running a little bit. Russellville not concerned too much about that. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left, trailing by a touchdown. Doesn't matter if you score fast or if you take a long time here. If you score here, you can tie it up. Two running backs to each side. Delayed blitz. They'll run the option. Marcellus Olsen's going to be off to the races. He sheds a tackler there. He's at midfield. It's a foot race at the 40, 30, 25, 20. They catch him and drag him down inside the 20-yard line. Ooh, I love that wrinkle on the offense. Running the option and the quarterback keeper. A big play as they'll mark him down. They're backing up a little bit. They had him at the 16. They'll put him down at the 17-yard line. 61 yards on the play for Marcellus Olsen.
That was a picture play. That was just executed just about perfect.
Yeah, and they're going to pull Marcellus here. Run 61 yards. You're exhausted. You stay in there. Everybody knows you're not getting the football. And so they're going with Jeremiah Ross Thompson at quarterback for at least a play here. And the officials have stopped the game. They're having issues here with the line there, and that play clock's down to 5. They should have at least reset that. And Russellville going to call timeout, and they're saying, hey, you guys were trying to set the sticks. How come we didn't get to reset the game clock? The play clock. And I agree with them. They had stopped the game because the chains were kind of caught up. They're still trying to fix it over there on that far side. But they had started the play clock, and so Russellville has to burn a timeout here. And in a tight game, you want to hang on to those timeouts.
Well, that's something.
Yeah. So it's been a key part of this game. I hate saying that, but there has been. I still need to get clarification on that. Yeah, Jazz is talking to us about Lane Chisholm. I agree. I think his sister was just graduated, was an outstanding wrestler for the Cyclone wrestling team too, and we hope Lane's okay. I've been trying to look for him over there. I don't see him on the trainer's table, but it's kind of moved around. Okay, I see him now. He's on crutches, and he's got a brace from his left knee down to ankle. So I hope that's just precautionary. So, boy, our prayers go out to Lane Chisholm. Great kid. On the 61-yard carry bar, Olsen, he was wanting to come back out after the timeout, and the coaches say, no, get back here. You're going to take off at least a play here. Ross Thompson out of the Wildcat formation on 1st and 10 for the Cyclones at the 17. Man in motion. And a hit Renfro, and it's picked up by Ross Thompson. He plows forward for a pickup of 7 yards. Made something out of nothing there.
Well, that's a great play there. He just picked up the ball and went just right off the left guard position. Did a good job.
Yeah, the man in motion was Renfro, and the snap hit him as he was crossing the face of the quarterback, and JRT, and picked it up, and he was coming forward for 7 yards, 2nd and 3, and Olsen back in. Clock rolling here with 8:14 left. Remember, Russellville just with one timeout. The Pointers have all 3. The Cyclones trailing by 7. Tie formation with one wide receiver in the pattern. Olsen is going to throw this to the end zone, going for Thompson, and the flag flies, but the pass is complete for the touchdown. Flag's going to be defensive pass interference. We will decline that. And Marcellus Olsen with the touchdown pass to Juju Thompson, his first touchdown, or his second touchdown of the season. And the Cyclones are within a point.
Well, they're talking about it.
Yeah, come on. There we go, touchdown.
There you go.
You can't take that one away. I mean, come on. You got one penalty on them for 10 yards. At least give us that to decline it. 7 on us for 70. And Coach Wheeler trying to get clarification from Tommy Kraft. And there they're saying it during the play pass interference. And they're going to enforce it on the kickoff. So it will be enforced. This will be the second penalty. I think Wheeler was asking about that, turns out. And you know, if you're going to get 15 yards, there's the extra point by Jesus Perez, and it's good. We're all tied at 42. If you're going to get 15 yards, why not onside kick it, you know? Just saying. It's just something to think about, you know, because you're going to be kicking off from Van Buren's 45-yard line. Why not? On that scoring summary, Russellville goes 80 yards in just 4 plays, 2 minutes and 14 seconds. They tie it up after Marcellus hits Julius Thompson for the 10-yard touchdown pass. And Jesus Perez added the extra point. We're all tied at 42 with 7:55 left to play here in the ball game. I mean, why not? Would you do it here? I mean, if they cover it, they're going to have it at their 35. And we're having such a long delay, it makes me wonder if Van Buren's called timeout. Coach Henry's over here working the official on the side, and why is there such a long delay?
It's homecoming.
Yeah. I mean, we might get done in time for the scoreboard show on 102.3. It starts at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what Village Academy did tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think it was their homecoming.
No, I don't think so. Okay, both teams coming out on the field now. So maybe it was a TV timeout. So the penalty marked off against Van Buren. Russellville will kick off from the 45-yard line of Van Buren. And they're expecting an onside kick because they have 10 guys within 10 yards of each other. We'll see what Coach Wheeler wants to do here. Nope, it's going to be a pooch kick. That's going to be a live ball when it hits the turf. It hits the 15. It's still falling around, and let's see. They're going to cover it inside the 5-yard line at the 4. Van Buren will. And, boy, that was almost excellent for us. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was almost a big deal. And if we're not going to get the fumble, at the very least, they have the ball at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, it's a good place for them to start.
And that pigskin, I tell you, when it hits the turf like that, it is hard to pick up. And when they had everybody that close, I mean, it was just tailor-made for the pooch kick. And, I mean, they didn't get it on the first try. They were crawling for it and falling for it. They'll have it at the 4-yard line. All right, let's go defense. Let's set this up. No wide receivers to the left side. They're going to turn and hand it off to Christenberry, and he'll break a tackle to 5, chop down there at the 9-yard line. Not exactly what you want there, but no big play. They gets 5 yards, though, 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, Hibbler came in there and made the stop. Good tackle.
Under 8 minutes to go. They have all 3 timeouts. We're tied at 42. Christenberry to the left. He may be getting it here again. They will give it to him running right side. He'll get to the 10-yard line, and that'll be it. I tell you what, Evan Stowball's having a heck of a game. He made the stop there. It'll be 3rd down and 4. They need the 14 for a first down. There's going to be a lot of these in the final 7 minutes, but this is a key point in the game. But I'm sure not the only one. They're 6 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 4. Quarterback's going to keep it, roll to his right, and he's going to be driven out of bounds. Ball falls out, and I don't think he got it. Oh, I can't believe they're giving him the 14-yard line. Yeah. Looks like his foot hit the 13s right in front of us, and he fumbled the football. They're giving him enough for the first down. That's a horrible spot. That is a horrible spot.
I'd like to see an instant replay on that one.
His foot was at the 13. He fumbled it out of bounds. They give him the 14. All right.
Maybe they were watching a ball.
That's the 21st first down for Van Buren. They get a new set of downs at their own 14-yard line. Christenberry, big hole up the middle. Breaks a tackle there at the 18, still on his feet as he took a shot. He's got the first down and to the 30. This is what you don't want, them to churn yards on the ground because it eats up time that you might need if you can't stop them. Cyclones need a stop or a turnover. Ball at the 30-yard line. After the 16-yard pickup, Christenberry, he's over 100 yards with 125 on 23 carries. 3 down linemen for the Cyclones on 1st and 10 for Van Buren. See if they stick with the ground game. or if they dare test the waters through the air. Christenberry's going to get it right side, and it's going to be a holding penalty. It's got to be a holding. They just took down Max Mitchell. Okay, there it is. It's a 10-yard or 9-yard pickup, but that's got to be coming back because they tackled Max Mitchell. And the nerve of some Van Buren fans upset on the third penalty called on Van Buren here with 6 minutes left. It's going to even out a little bit. They'll put it back at the 20. Hey, a 10-yard holding penalty. We had a 17-yard holding penalty earlier on a punt return. Followed up by a 6-yard offsides penalty. This is 1st and 20 for Van Buren at the 20-yard line. Check with me. Play clock at 19. Plenty of time. 6:04 left in the game, and clock is stopped here for Williford. Hayden Williford will hand it off to Christenberry on 1st and 20, and he's trying the right side. Got 5, 10, 15. He's going to pick up it all the first down, and they're going to get Russellville with a hit out of bounds, and Booker thinks that, hey, he was still in bounds when I hit him. And Hibbler is down in enemy territory, and he's needing some help to get out, and they'll check on him. So they get 1st and 20, and he gets it all back. I tell you what, if they're going to score, I just assume they score quick and give us some time because Russellville only with one timeout. They pick up 23 yards there. The clock is stopped with 5:57 left. And Hibbler's going to hobble off. There he had the knee injury against Greenbrier. And they're going to get the personal foul against the Cyclones. Late hit out of bounds.
That's a pointer. First down.
We think it's going to be 15 yards. They put it down at the 42. It is 15 yards. 8 penalties for 85 yards against the Cyclones. And that'll put them at our 42, 1st and 10, with 5:57 left. Back to pass, Williford. He's got man-on-man coverage. He's going to take a shot there, and it's going to be incomplete. And Van Buren they want another penalty flag. How many they want? And they might have a beef on this one. I'm not sure. It looked like we had a hold of a jersey there. We missed it on the live stream, but I thought we had a hold of the jersey, but now it might have been some hand fighting. But I tell you what, I think they missed quite a few in their favor, and it's funny to hear them complain about it.
Bless their hearts.
2nd down and 10. Christenberry, little stutter step his way. He's going to be brought down. I tell you, he's gotten stronger as the game has gone on. He gets to the 38-yard line of Russellville, pick up a 4 on the play. Another key 3rd down.
Second down from the 38.
They've converted 7 of. Go ahead.
I just going to say we got to stop them right here.
They've converted 7 of 10 on 3rd down conversions, 70% clip. 3 receivers to the left on 3rd down. They're going to pass it to Christenberry out of the backfield, and he's going to spin at the 38. And the second effort's going to give him the 1st down inside the 32-yard line. This is a slow death. Just score. Just score already if they're going to score. Give us some time here. We're all tied at 42. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the ball game. They have it 1st and 10 at our 32. Need the turnover. Need the second one. Give it to Christenberry. He's trying right side. He's at the 25. Spin move there, and he's driven down there by Stovall. But it might be enough for a 1st down. We'll have to wait and see where they spot it. It is. It's an 11-yard pickup. Christenberry now 163 yards on 26 carries. Trying to check and see. He had 195 against Greenbrier, so not the most he's rushed for in a game. He'll get the call again, and he's going to be – he likes the spin move, and now he's spun into Booker. And Booker able to deliver the hit as Bartlett there, I think, made the initial hit, and then Booker cleaned it up. They're going to lose a yard of play on that play. It's 2nd down 11. Now they're having to pick up the pace a little bit, 4:13 left. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Russellville just with 1 timeout. If they had 3, they might be using some timeouts here, thinking to save some time for their offense. Haney stepping up in the slot. I wonder if he's covering the inside receiver, if he's coming on the blitz. Man in motion. Play clock at 8 seconds. Back to pass is Williford. They're going to take a shot at the end zone here, and it's going to be incomplete. Knocked away at the last second by Matthew Marigill. There's a flag back at the 7-yard line. Are they going to get us for something?
Yes, they will.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm making that bold prediction.
Yeah, it's going to be against Russellville. Holding against the Cyclones, so he said first down, but it's not enough for, it's not an automatic first down, so it should be 2nd down and 1. The official said first down, but it's not. And now the chain started to move, but they had it set back, and now they do. It's 2nd down and 1 at the 12-yard line of Russellville. 3:45 left. Christenberry straight up the gut. He's inside the 10, inside the 5. He's got the first down. He's at the 4-yard line. This is a long drive. And again, I don't want the Pointers to score, but I wish they would have scored already because they have eaten up so much time. 11 plays on this drive, 77 yards. When they took over, there was 7:55 left to go in the game, and they have eaten up over 4 minutes of clock time. 1st and goal for Van Buren at the 4-yard line. Call for it again. How about a fumble here? Christenberry straight up the middle, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Well, if they're going to score, at least they left us some time on the clock. And they lead it now 48-42. They'll try the extra point. They've missed 1 tonight. They're 5 of 6. They're running on a player late here with 3:11 left to play in the ball game. The kick is up, and it's good. 49-42, the Van Buren Pointers lead it. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Chambers Bank in Dardanelle is a full-service community bank that loves helping their community succeed and values their partnership with customers and businesses. Every relationship is important and starts with trust at Chambers Bank. They're available in person as a trusted local resource for your banking and financial needs with 2 convenient branches in Dardanelle at 6th and Union and 4th and Union, or call 479-229-1505 to start community banking with Chambers Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Van Buren at the Alathus Realty broadcast booth. Van Buren leading it 49-42. They go on an 81-yard drive in 12 plays in 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Hayden Christenberry carrying it in from 4 yards out. The extra point by Dotson was good. They lead it by 7. The Cyclones have 3 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the game, down by 7 and 1 timeout. Not too early to think about this, but if the Cyclones are able to put this in the end zone, I wonder if they go for 2. Hopefully we have that decision. This kick is going to go in the end zone. They're going to make us go the long way. I think they should be scared of Russellville's return game. They've already returned a punt for a touchdown and had a couple big returns on kickoff, so they'll kick that one in the end zone. The Cyclones have it at the 20. Just move the chains. You don't have to get in too big a hurry. You don't need to lollygag or anything like that, but just move the chains, make plays.
Well, you said something about Russellville possibly going for 2. I'll ask this question. What did Bear Bryant say about a tie?
Well, it won't be a tie. It'll go to overtime, so we don't have to worry about that. But I don't think you prolong the game if you're on the road like that. I think you go for it. And like I said, I hope we have that. I hope we have that issue. Marcellus Olson will hand it off to JRT. He's across the 20-25 before he's taken down there. Pickup of 6 yards by Ross Thompson.
Good run on the first down.
Yeah, he's got 5 carries for 25 yards now. And this is where you just want to pick up the pace a little bit. You don't have to run a whole bunch of plays, but you don't want to take too much time because there's 3:11 when you started, ran that play. It's at 2:48 now because you only get about 2 plays a minute, which will leave you about 6 plays here. Marcellus, and we have a flag. And it's a false start against Russellville. Goodness gracious, 10 penalties for 100 yards against the Cyclones. That's 10 penalties accepted. That'll put us back to the 21, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Not saying that wasn't a bad call. I'm just saying there was 2 that were very questionable and 2 different ones that were marked off questionable. It's really hurt Russellville. The clock rolling here, 2:23 left. Olsen take it up the middle. I don't know if it's a busted play or just a quarterback draw, but it goes for a yard. And Russellville looking at 3rd down and 8.
It looked like he was wanting to go for an option.
Yeah, we got 2:08 left. The clock is rolling. Russellville, since taking over, has basically run 2 plays and need up a minute. At this rate, Russellville's just going to have to bust one. They're not going to get that efficient, time-consuming drive. And down there is 1:50 left. Clock still rolling. 16 seconds on the play clock. Empty backfield for Olsen. A check with me. 10 seconds left to play. 7 seconds. Still waiting to snap. 1:35 left. Back to pass is Olsen. He's going to roll to his left. He needs to pick up a block. Gets away from a tackler there. Across the 25, we have a flag down. This is going to be against Russellville as he steps out of bounds after getting the first down. I didn't see the call. I just know it's going to be against Russellville. I didn't see what it might be. Olsen had his helmet taken off, and I don't know if it was taken off by an opponent or if it hit the ground, and we'll see. They mark him out of bounds at the 33-yard line, which would be enough for the first down. There's 1:25 left to go in the game, and I tell you, dealing with waiting on the calls, it's like there's a rain delay every time there's a penalty flag. It's holding against the Cyclones. And we'll have to wait and see where they put it down. They'll put it at the 15-yard line. So it's 3rd down.
You know, that's twice Marcellus has got his helmet ripped off. At least 2 times.
Okay, 3rd down and 15, and now Russellville going to use their last timeout here with 1:25 left to go in the game. We'll take a break. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Score big at R&R Tire Express. R&R has the winning play for your ride with a brand new set of Nexen passenger tires. And right now, just $20 gets you started. Plus, drive away today for only $20 a week with no interest and 6 months same as cash. R&R on East Parkway Drive next to Starbucks in Russellville.
Everybody needs a little R&R.
For a free quote, text the word tires to 43414.
Penalty goes against Russellville. So they're looking at 3rd down and 15. Russellville been penalized 11 times for 110 yards, and a few of these we'll actually have to check. I don't understand the mark-offs on some of them with the 17-yard holding penalty on the punt and the 6-yard offsides penalty. But the one that really hurt Russellville was the pass interference, which the official threw his hat because the receiver went out of bounds, and then later was pass interference. But Cyclones are going to have to overcome this. They got 1:25 left. Down by 7, 3rd and 15. Olsen going to roll to his right for the Cyclones. He's going to heave it out there. He's got man-on-man coverage, and it's going to be incomplete. Russellville looking for a flag. They're not going to get it. He was trying to go out there to Julius Thompson. It falls incomplete. The Cyclones are looking at 4th and 15 now. I like the fact that we went for that because Russellville had man-on-man matchup there. That's what you want with Julius Thompson. But it fell incomplete. Russellville looking at 4th down and 15. The clock is stopped with 1:17 left.
It's 4th down.
Van Buren taking the lead on a 81-yard drive and 12 plays. The Cyclones need to convert this if they want to have a chance to tie it up. It's 4th and 15. They need the 30-yard line for a first down. Olsen back to pass. He'll step in the pocket, and he's going to run. He's going to spin away. He's going to be sacked and pushed back and thrown down to the turf. They're going to mark him down at the 10. They throw him down back at the 2-yard line. That sack will, in essence, end the game. Cyclones will lose 5 yards on the play. They'll turn the ball over on downs for the third time tonight. And now Van Buren can just take a knee and get out here with a victory. Olsen loses 5 yards on the play. He still has 182 on the ground. He thought he couldn't get 15 yards, so he kind of stopped at the line of scrimmage, tried to turn around to give his receivers a little more time, but by then the window had closed, and Van Buren is going to take a knee and, in essence, end this game. And they still haven't taken a knee there. And they were standing there. They snapped the ball. They were standing there. Russellville's just sort of waiting them to take a knee. And now Van Buren player flopping on the turf trying to get a flag. And then another one actually went down. I think the second one is actually hurt. The first one isn't because he popped right back up. But that's going to happen. I mean, I hate saying this, but you're dealing with kids here that are frustrated. And when you snap the ball and don't take a knee immediately and just stand there, you're asking for something like this to happen. Take the knee. Take the knee. You know, all you have to do is snap it twice and the game's over. Russellville can't stop the clock. When you're a quarterback just standing there, Russellville just stood up. They're waiting. And so when you're standing there, the quarterback's not taking a knee, what do? You go hit him. Well, as soon as right before you hit him, you take the knee and then you take the lick and you're upset. No, that's part of it. Just take the knee. You know, that's all you have to do. And sadly, Van Buren has a player down because of that. I mean, all it's going to take is 2 snaps of the football. I don't know why you're taking that. I know you're not trying to show them up. You're just trying to run more time off the clock, but it's pointless. They'll have it second down, technically goal from the 15-yard line. And they'll have to snap it one more time since there's 35 seconds left. Cyclones lose this one, a heartbreaker. Russellville trailed by 8. They led by 7. It was back and forth. And just could not get over the hump. They led 35. No, sorry. They led early in the game, and they led 35-29 was the last time they led. They tied it at 42 with 7:55 left. Van Buren taking the lead with 3:11 left. Van Buren going to take a knee here, and then that's all they have to do. The clock is at 10 seconds, and this game will be over, and Van Buren going to move to 1-0 in the conference. The Cyclones will fall to 0-1 in the conference. We're going to take a break, come back with your postgame show. This is Cyclone Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Stella Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation provides skilled professional care in a compassionate, supportive, and comfortable atmosphere. Whether it's long-term care, a short-term respite, or 24-hour skilled nursing, Stella Manor offers compassionate, professional support in a comfortable, family-like setting. With a full therapy program, hospice partnerships, and director-led activities every day, your loved one receives care that goes beyond the basics. Call or visit today to see the difference compassion makes at Stella Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation.
Hey everybody, Dr. Blaine Leeds here down at the dental office. Did you know that we're a Platinum Elite provider with Invisalign? That means that we've completed so many cases that they give us special pricing that we can pass on to you, like $100 a month and 100% financing through our relationship with Two Front Orthodontics. That's $100 a month, 100% financing, or $500 off with a back-to-school special. You can choose at Dr. Blaine Leeds. Live, love, smile. With approved credit.
West Fraser is looking for skilled electricians to join their team in a role that's more than just a job. It's a career. If you've got experience with 3-phase power, 480-volt systems, and machine controls, West Fraser wants to hear from you. You'll work hands-on, solving real problems and growing with a team that promotes within. Solid day one benefits, competitive pay, and a culture that puts people first. Build your career with West Fraser. Apply today at westfraser.com/careers.
South of high prices is more than just a slogan. Johnny's story in for River Valley Furniture. You know, Leon and Doug and their dad, the late Danny Duball, had a commitment for more than 3 decades, and that commitment was to provide great furniture value at a reasonable cost. South of high prices. And that's exactly what they do, along also now with Danny's grandson Hunter at River Valley Furniture locations on North Elmira and the new Ashley Home Store, Highway 331. Since 1991, Miller Roofing has stood over Arkansas rooftops as a symbol of trust, quality, and family. Miller Roofing Company has handled thousands of roofs with one goal in mind, exceeding your expectations through experience. So when storms strike, shingles age, or the unexpected happens, you don't have to wonder who to call. Remember Miller Roofing Company. They don't just build roofs, they build peace of mind. Visit miller-roofing.net today.
KCJC, Dardanelle, Russellville. Ladies and gentlemen, this is River Country. KCJC, an EAB Media Group radio station.
Well, the Cyclones fought hard, lose a tough one here to Van Buren, 49-42. Russellville did a really good job when you look at their offensive production 2 weeks ago against Sylvan Hills, and they came out and they played well at times, just did not have enough plays, just either like one or two really more plays to win this game and go to 1-0 in the conference. But in fact, they lose it here to Van Buren 49-42. We'll look at the stats for you. Van Buren had 541 yards of offense. Russellville had 479. For the Cyclones, Marcellus Olson was 7 of 12 throwing the football for 79 yards. Did have a touchdown pass. That went to Julius Thompson on that fade route. Thompson had 3 catches for 23 yards. Hibbler had 1 catch for 33 yards. Running the football, 2 players over 100 yards. Marcellus Olson had 16 carries, 182 yards, but how about Sam Callahan? 14 carries, 152 yards, and 4 touchdown runs, the most of his career in a single game. In fact, he had 2 in his career coming into tonight, had 4 tonight. Julius Thompson had 1 carry for 34 yards, and Jeremiah Ross Thompson 5 carries for 25 yards. For Van Buren, Hayden Williford threw for 314 yards and 3 touchdowns. Most of that was to his favorite receiver, Austin Riggs, who had over 154 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Torrey Wilford, 4 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown. Hayden Christenberry on the ground, 29 carries for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns. Van Buren had the only turnover. Russellville did turn that into points. Total plays, 67 for Van Buren, 50 for Russellville, but remember they had that extra possession because Russellville had the touchdown run on the punt return for 81 yards from Samario Hibbler. Again, the stats aren't that bad off, except for the third down conversions. Russellville 2 of 9. Van Buren Pointers 8 of 11. And quite frankly, the penalties. 11 penalties on Russellville for 110 yards. 3 penalties on Van Buren for 35 yards. But Russellville led 35-29 in the third quarter. Van Buren came back with back-to-back touchdowns, took a 7-point lead with 10:09 left. Russellville answered in just 4 plays, 80-yard drive in 4 plays. That was the touchdown pass from Olson to Thompson with 7:55 left. And then the Van Buren Pointers, who scored quickly a lot tonight, but they had 2 4-minute-plus drives. They went with their last one there, and they scored with 3:11 left on an 81-yard, 12-play drive. Christenberry, a 4-yard touchdown run, gave them the 4-point lead. Russellville, on their last possession, could not get a first down. They turn it over on downs and lose the game by a score of 49-42. We'll be posting these stats on our Facebook page, but your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, no doubt Russellville played a good game, but I think the 2 main things, their quarterback threw for over 300 yards. But I think the 2 main issues that hurt Russellville, one is the running game of Van Buren, especially going right up the middle. Once he got past the line of scrimmage, he was hard to bring down. A runner like Van Buren has, you can't bump him and hope to knock him down. You can't arm tackle him. You have got to hit him down around the knees and the ankles and knock his legs out from under him and bring him down. We couldn't do that. The second thing was the penalties. Yeah, Russellville did some things that they should have been penalized, but there were some things that Van Buren did that was not penalized. As I said earlier, our quarterback, Marcellus, had his helmet ripped off at least twice I know of. They held on to our receivers. He's running down to try to catch a pass. His arm was behind him. They were holding him. No penalty. I think that hurt Russellville. The no calls against Van Buren and the penalties against us. Yeah, there's some that we deserved. I'm not questioning that. But you just look at them and you think, boy, they're not even, are they? So I think that was the two main things. But Russellville played a great game. The offense really came together. They looked good, had some good plays. We just got to tighten up our defense.
Well, that'll do it for our post-game show here from the Lathis Realty broadcast booth. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast of Cyclone football. Remind you, our next broadcast will be next week as the Cyclones be at home hosting Greenwood. The Bulldogs are the two-time defending state champions, currently number 1 in the state, and they beat Shiloh Christian, number 2 in the state tonight, easily by double digits. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air with the Coaches Show at 6:30. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Send a special thank you to our engineer, Stephen Berry, and also our Cyclone Booth media team of Chase and Maggie Canfield. This is Cyclone Booth, KCJC, and EAB Sports, your home for all Cyclone sports all season long. Our final score from Blakemore Field, it was Van Buren 49, Russellville 42. Stay tuned on the radio side. You can hear the scoreboard show. Should be starting right about now. It'll begin now until midnight, hosted by Rex Nelson. For Chase and Maggie Canfield, Aaron Duval, and Stephen Berry, I'm Mickey Duval saying to you, good night, God bless, and thank you, Tony Bassel. So long, everybody.
Russellville Cyclone football is brought to you on River Country KCJC in part by Nice Campers, Ritter, First State Bank, by Lathis Realty, Congressman Bruce Westerman, Arkansas Tech University, Chicken Mart by Union Bank, River Valley Tinting and Glass, Huntington Learning Center, Arkansas Valley Farmers Association, Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air, Feltner's Athletes Corner, Arkansas Beauty College, Phil Wright Autoplex, Arkansas Tire and Auto, Gene Simple Treats, Russellville School District.